Recording. Everything shall be shown.
So we're still missing Petra, I see. That's everyone though. We already knew Larsis wasn't going to be in this session.
Oh, so we're without a captain right now.
No.
No, without a communications officer.
Oh, right. I was going to say, chain of command is the chain I beat you with.
I feel like you should be a little more specific with your message. Anyone who wanted to watch the stream, here it is. The stream of what?
Yeah, you're free to comment if you want to.
The stream.
It's a live feed of a stream, like in a forest somewhere. I wonder if I searched live stream, if I could find that.
That may be a tough way to search it. It might get you there. Google's pretty smart these days.
So I searched for live stream, and water, and none of these are right. So I did find a live shark cam.
You might need to be like, just look for any other similar body of water.
Live stream river feed.
Yeah. The River Durham on live stream.
But that's a river. That's not a stream.
Hey, Starscrub, if you want a river or a stream sound, like next to my house is like this river sound flowing. I could stick the microphone next up to it. It's kind of indistinguishable from white noise, though. But it's there
I didn't actually
want
it in the game. I was just curious to see if anyone had set up a live stream of an actual stream.
A stream stream.
It's a live stream.
Like
a live stream.
Or what's it? I can't remember. Like the grizzly bear is actually like the scientific name is like bear in Latin and Greek.
Well, we'll give Petra another maybe 2 minutes, and then we'll get this rolling. If you're late, you're late. Okay, so forewarning, I've never used this system before, so I'll be learning it as much as anyone else here. So I may make mistakes. I may say something, and later it might be wrong once we know the real rules or something. So don't take any rule statement I make in this game as 100% gospel, because I'm learning it just like you. Mm-hmm. It'll be 100% gospel the moment I say it, but later on it may change, and it will also change if someone's like, hey, wait a minute, I actually know what it really is. Feel free to speak up, because correcting me about the rules is not a problem. You know it more than I do at this point. So, you might, if you've read a lot.
Less gospel and more Talmud.
Yes. These are... oh crap! What are those things called in Islam? The hadiths. These are like really, really not authentic hadiths. I'm giving you.
Yeah, it's also the Talmud. I'm trying to remember there's an equivalent for the Catholics, at least. They do have like their own history of what they consider of argument about gospel.
Hey, Reese.
Yep.
I played Isaac to see it was a controller, and I got the ice pack with the technology too. So I got like a laser that pretty much destroy everything because it does like 40 damage.
I know that the Catholic Church does have its own protocol if they ever meet mythical creatures, and what you're supposed to do.
Really?
Yes, back in the day, I'm talking like the Middle Ages. They actually were concerned about if they met like dog-headed people or like centaurs or those guys, if they were worth converting. And the official doctrine eventually became that since they are intelligent enough to domesticate animals and to farm, then that was enough evidence of a soul to be worth trying to convert them. Because and if they're also obviously based off humans, like a dog-headed person, if they were corrupted sons of Adam, so to speak.
Interesting.
So that became the official doctrine, which I've always found kind of neat.
Interesting.
Because back then it was a legitimate concern,
Yep. Well, still no sign of Petra. Oh yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Go for it.
Random question before we start. What's the policy on death in this game? Is it a revolving door afterlife, or once you're dead, that's it?
Well, if you don't have a cortical recorder and you die, there's no way to bring you back. If you
Okay.
have a cortical recorder and that recorder is recovered, you can get a new body. Otherwise, if you're
Sweet.
killed, you'll need to make a new character.
Cool. Anybody in this game not have a cortical recorder? Like I have one, right?
Most people
Yeah,
probably
unless,
won't.
Unless you're an Iron Tower citizen, you do not have a cortical.
Excuse
recorder.
me?
Steel Tower.
The Iron Tower, it's all rusting and falling over.
Unless you're
The
a
off-brand.
Sweet. So as long as they have a cortical recorder, we're good.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese knockoff of the Steel Tower.
I'm sorry, but the phrase "trash panda" popped into mind.
That movie, man.
I have not seen it, but that's the only line I know from it. I'm like, oh, gotta go off Imager for the next week till I'm after
That movie's it's so good.
Yeah,
you
you
say
guys
that-
gotta watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as fast as possible. Spoilers abound, so
Yeah.
Did you say that we should have stuff in our faction box already?
Only the Equestrian Empire at +4.
Because technically this is a joint venture, and they're kind of.
Yeah, the Equestrian Empire is, I mean, I guess a super small bit of spoilers because it's not going to super matter, is sort of the collective name for the government that rules in Equestria and Earth, and like the whole Earth star system.
Yeah, we're kind of the equivalent of for the UN. Like, and you see in sci-fi, like how it's always the UN that colonizes planets.
Because over the centuries, that will just become a single government of some sort, and that will be called the Equestrian Empire, at least retroactively by the people that you may meet in this game. So
Yeah, we've been
How
on
much
ice
on
for
the
a
Mass
long.
Effect
So
soundtrack?
that only count Pone.
yeah, that's the between game menu song. Is this bonus
Okay,
points
I
to
just-
anyone who can name where in Mass Effect this is from?
It's when you're mining for planets in Mass Effect 2.
I don't need anything. So
It's the galaxy map in general, but yes.
Yeah.
It says
Okay,
ambient
I
beat.
just was freaking out there for a sec. Where's it coming from? Okay, so you will be doing background music for the whole time.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's background music that sort of suited to whatever area we're in.
I never played this.
K-pops.
I could not play the Mass Effect games. Or I
oh
could.
yeah, I remember.
They're so good though.
Here's the thing for me that bugged me so much about the dialogue choices. It was mainly the dialogue choices.
Okay, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, is that every
That's
so
like
often,
half the game. You can't just conceive.
here's my thing is that there's a few times in it, and I played it with both of my friends' account, where they would say like a dialogue choices, and I think it would mean one thing, then it meant a completely other thing. Like I couldn't tell if they were telling if the prompt was telling you what the action you wanted to take, or what you were literally going to say, and it would switch up from time to time at the worst possible times. Like there was a mission I remember watching my friend play, where you're like trying to find evidence for a reporter, and you're confronted by the guy you're collecting evidence on. And one of the options, and he was like, "Give it back." And then the options were like, "Yes, no, fuck off, and keep the evidence." And I chose, well, keep the evidence. Obviously, you just went through a whole rigmarole to get them. And he said, "Keep the evidence." He goes, "Here, you can keep the evidence." I'm like, "No, fuck that. No, that's the exact opposite of what I meant." And that's actually
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reason
that one
why.
seems especially just unclear, as opposed to just misdirect, like not being concise or complete.
And that's the point where I kind of felt that that Mass Effect fell flat. Like, I can admit that it was a good space opera, and everything else was fine. It's that when you're a game that's all about...
It's
What
one
you-
of those things that Mass Effect, or like BioWare games in general, are simultaneously the best written and the worst written games.
Yeah, like, it was a small thing, but when a good chunk of your game relies on that small thing, it adds up. And after a while, I just
Mhm.
couldn't stand it anymore.
All right, well, Petra knew when the game started, and he's still not here, so I think we're gonna just get going.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
also
he shows up.
Also the reason
And
why I dislike
we're gonna
Fallout
be
4.
we're gonna be awesome.
Oh, was
That
that?
isn't
Nope. That is not Petra. All right. Okay, so we're going to be starting now. Welcome to the game. In the future, games are when they're scheduled for. Wait, you guys are already. We're all here, so I guess preaching to the choir. All right. So let's move on. Slides.
It's a.
All right.
It's the.
So
HMS Proteus.
The HMS Proteus was a joint venture created by Equestria and the two Earth governments. It took over a decade to construct, nearly 30 kilometers in length. This ship was meant to cross the galactic void between arms of our galaxy in order to establish a colony so far outside the reach of known civilization that even a terrible catastrophe would not erase the flame of civilization that had been started. Princess Flurry Heart forms the core of this station, where not only is she meant to rule the colony that will one day be founded, but she also powers the drive, which allows you to violate the ordinary laws of physics and travel faster than light. Without her presence, this drive would not function. All of you are the Shift crew, the Shift 2 crew members. This means that after approximately 200 years of shipboard time, the first Shift crew will be replaced by you, and you will take command until the Shift 3 crew replaces you in an additional 2 centuries. There are a total of 5 crews, only 3 of which should be necessary, but unintentional, or who knows what might happen between here and your potential sites of colonization. So better safe than sorry. All of you are here for your own reasons, but you are acquainted with one another, despite maybe your different governments or different backgrounds that you come from. You're all united under the banner of the Proteus. You all chose to be here. None of you were forced. None of you were compelled. None of you were bribed. Nothing like that. You all chose this. So after waving goodbye to your families and friends, knowing that you will for certain never see them again, you boarded the Proteus, which was in orbit around Equestria, and climbed into cryogenic pods to sleep at least 2 centuries away in the void while the ship traveled.
I have a question.
Too bad. Actually, okay, fine. I guess you can, before I transfer to the next slide. What?
So are Equestrian and Earth like in the same dimension, like different part of the same universe?
They're in different universes completely.
Okay.
They're the same planet in 2 different universes.
So is that what was going on? Okay.
Yes.
So, cool.
So they will have to colonize like different. Do they have to colonize both universes?
No, they're only colonizing the Equestrian universe.
Huh.
Okay.
Although, I mean, they have the technology to move between them. Not on the shipboard level, but you have the blueprints for it. So if you really wanted, if you ran out of space, you could always colonize on the other side. But the decision was made to focus most developments on the Equestrian side. You weren't part of that decision, so you don't really know why that was, but that decision was made by smarter minds than are on this ship.
Wait, but we have an Omicron core with
speak
us,
for yourself.
Isn't that about the same?
Your Omicron core is in storage. It's not actually running the ship. It's meant to be awoken either in the event of a serious emergency or when you arrive. Because Omicron cores sort of develop their ethics in relation to, like, by observing actions, and so it's hoped that it will develop entirely on your new homeworld, and so it will be a mind for the homeworld, whatever that is.
Okay.
So,
but if there's a serious emergency, you have sort of a dumb AI that runs the ship. But if there is a very serious emergency, you could always remove it and hook it up. And you guys pretty much have the, as the captain, whoever the captain is, I think it actually...
That's me.
Yeah, as the captain, you have the executive authority to do just about anything short of...
scuttling the ship with everyone on it?
Yeah, short of killing everyone. Like, you have authority to do whatever, although obviously your mission is to colonize the next galactic arm over. So if something very seriously goes wrong and prevents you from doing that, that'd be bad. But I mean, if the mission can't be completed, that's your decision to make. In any case, you all climb into your cryopods, and there you sleep for many, many years. Or just are shut down for a while. Well, not necessarily shut down, I guess.
Sleep mode or something?
Robots might be in like some sort of simulation doing who knows what. I don't know.
Reduce the tick rate to maybe like one every couple of years.
Yeah, but they could still have a life in there.
Yeah, who knows? I don't care.
Okay, meta moment. So we're gonna be like in charge of this spaceship for 200 years. So I'm assuming everyone's just really long lived, including the humans.
Even a biological human, if they have the nanophage, their lifespan is pretty long. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, they will not die during the course of duty. Someone else joined. Is it a missing crew member? It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't slept since like 3 a.m. So oopsie.
Well, it's good because we are sleeping in the...
Yeah, you missed my introduction, but that's fine. You're in the cryo
very
now.
in character.
Wake up, go back to bed.
So everyone climbs into their cryopods after saying goodbye to their families and friends forever, and wave goodbye to Equestria as the planet fades into the distance, and the ship accelerates, and time begins to dilate, and everyone you ever knew dies of old age. Now, you fall asleep. Many, 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 many years go by, obviously. Thing anyone knows. Let's see. I wonder if there's a sound effect for this. It seems like something there should be a sound effect for. There should be.
Name the sound effect. I'll attempt to do it with my voice and see how it works out.
I got it. This is exactly what I need. Okay. So let's turn this down.
It's very weird, like awake and could technically
not awake.
Decision.
She is not awake. Flurry Heart is in suspended animation in sort of like a magical sense. She's like frozen in a crystal, and that's what makes the drive work. Sort of like her essence is what powers it. If you take her out of that, you can never put her back. If you ever get her out of the drive, she's out of the drive forever.
She's like that girl in the fluid in that one cowboy space anime, but not the cowboy space anime that people always think of.
In Trigun?
No.
That's probably. All right.
I know.
So,
no doom.
The next thing you know, you guys are all sort of oh man, okay, there it's looping. Perfect. Next thing you know, you're all like. So you guys all went into your pods together. They're all really close to each other. They all pop open at about the same time. The interior of the cryo bay has changed. It's no longer swept clear. It's no longer empty. Now there are exposed cables and wires everywhere. Like every third pod is just missing. And there's like rust covering part of the wall where there's like pools of water. Just like the interior of this place is really falling apart. Half the lights are like burnt out. Some of them are flickering, and there's an alarm going off constantly.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Am I also in the cryo bay?
Yes, you're maybe not in a cryopod. Maybe you're in like some sort of like storage pod or something, but basically the same thing.
Wait, we're missing a third of the ship's like cryopods?
Well, in this cryo bay. There are 50,000 people on the ship, and this bay maybe has 1,000 people in it.
Ugh.
All right.
300.
Well, this alarm is annoying. Let's
gentlemen, let's get to work.
Let's find what's broken and fix it.
I push the top off the thing, sit up and goes, kind of look around and goes, "The fuck is going on?"
All right, everyone, figure out what went wrong. Okay, I want. Shoot, do I know everyone's names?
Yeah, you probably know our names. I can.
I'm Rocket.
But why aren't we doing a cast call on this?
I fixed.
Because I'm the captain and I don't remember. Okay, just somebody go figure out what's wrong with the alarm. And...
VV, we don't have a character portrait for you still.
Oh no, I thought I gave it to you.
Yeah, he's the other human.
Yeah.
Where the heck? Why isn't it on your profile? I thought I put it on there. This is very strange.
It was definitely on the page.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember.
while people talk, I go look for I go look at the nearest.
Wait. Before
panel.
anyone goes anywhere, we should make sure that people are okay.
Hey,
Yeah, everyone get out of the cryo pod safely.
Something might have gone wrong with your cryo sleep.
fine.
I would like to at least do a preliminary examination to make sure that everyone is healthy.
I roll my high.
Okay, perfect. I can use this image.
Because goodness knows the mildest little problem could affect those organic bodies.
So get on with it. We have alarm to shut down.
Meta question: how are you guys dragging and dropping your avatars?
You're not doing it.
Oh, you have to be given the rights. That's all Star.
So that's you, Starscribe. Okay, making sure.
No, it's not me. You need the. Did you give me a portrait for your character? I can't remember.
Yep.
I thought you
gave
did,
a
but
portrait.
there's none on your character sheet there.
Really? Oh. Odd. Sorry about that. It's in the chat if you want to scroll back up to get it, but it doesn't matter
There's
now.
a lot of history in that chat.
They were all on the other page.
Weird.
That's true. I guess I could look back there. Let's see. Edit. Remove. Yes. Use selected token. Save. All right. So this. So can you move that, VV?
Yep.
Let's see. Captain Charcoal. There you are.
Oh, there I am.
Except
Sweet.
it isn't named right. But
whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's go save
okay. So
whatever the heck is going on.
So someone said something about doing a medical examination. So you could roll for that.
Just a quick scan to make sure.
Everyone has their heads on their
And
shoulders.
this is the cardboard cutout corner up top.
Hopefully no original parts of me need to be turned into whatever.
You're not a cardboard cutout. You can't be up there.
I'd like to keep all my original parts, thanks.
What am I doing just to do a scan?
What expertise I believe we determined was medicine.
Yeah,
The same thing as patching
I
up.
mean, that's patch. It is just going to count as a patch.
Same
up
thing.
roll.
Yep. Same thing.
But my character is annoyed and just go for the control panel.
I kind of shrug and just get out of the pod and stand up stretch.
Okay. You detect signs in these feeble organic bodies. You detect signs of power loss from the cryogenic system that has caused some mild freezer burn on everyone. That's going to sort of it's going to have some side effects unless it's treated within the next 24 hours or so.
Okay. Since I rolled really highly, do I get to do anything to treat that now, or?
I mean, I guess you can mitigate the effects with drugs for now, but you don't have the right equipment to just make it all go away
fair
in
enough.
here.
I feel
Also,
like first is fixing that alarm and.
Also,
finding
I
the
forgot to mention there's no gravity, so you're all floating around.
What?
That's no
Okay.
problem for me.
Well, my character is still looking at the control panel.
Alright. So I'm assuming we don't have any of our equipment yet.
Yeah, I assume that.
No, you're wearing whatever like the jumpsuits you were frozen in, and maybe you pulled a med kit off the wall or something just now.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of float up and go, shit, the gravity's off.
Do wings work in zero gravity? Like, can I get?
If there's air, yes. Yeah, they probably work better in zero gravity because you don't actually need. Would you get just pushed up? Would you have to angle your wings down because you're not fighting gravity to
Actually,
generate
yeah,
lift? I don't
they
know.
would have to constantly adjust for the lack of weight because you have just left equals weight sort of deal. So you have to actually have to angle their wings to make them fly downwards just a little bit.
We're also talking about magical wings that don't always need to flap to propel themselves.
Yeah, and not to mention that I did take up an entire skill to be able to be perfectly functional in this sort of situation.
Yeah, so if anyone's doing anything physical, they're gonna be clumsy, which means you have to make a physical check to overcome adversity before you can actually try it. Unless you have that weird thing that says you don't have to worry about that.
Like me.
So
what's
everyone
the
is
name
fine.
of the AI? That like our shipboard AI that's going to be
Fine.
around.
I'm still looking at the panel.
AI is probably just called like central computer or something.
Okay, can I just shout like central computer status report?
Okay, there's no response,
Dang it!
which is
okay.
not the way it's supposed to be.
I'm looking at the panel.
You need a reboot.
You're
Gentlemen, this
looking
is an
at the
emergency
panel,
situation.
okay? You first make a physical check to overcome adversity.
It's gonna be fun.
And then if you fail badly. So you try to mess with the panel and you slam your face into the wall and then go floating off into the air above it.
I go and catch him and just kind of make sure he doesn't float off into God knows where. Bring him back. So.
Oh, I am a chemist, so can I try to make something to help?
You're not in a chemistry lab.
Not to mention that. Okay, where is there any panel readout that we can figure out?
Yeah, can we get to the end of this hallway?
Just turn off the
just
alarm if
fly
nothing
somewhere.
else. Just mute it.
Okay, you go to the end of the hallway. Someone can make an expertise roll to try to cut power to the alarm, I guess.
I don't want to cut power to it. I want to know what's wrong.
Someone should read the status reading.
I mean, I could try it.
Well, if
It's
someone
interface.
yes, but first you have to overcome adversity.
Actually, I have
which
a
is
plus 2
so-
interface, so I could do that fairly easily.
Yeah, unless you're someone who has the low gravity merit, then you don't have to.
Yeah,
then you can just skip to the
I am the
interface
only
roll.
one here with the low gravity merit, to my knowledge. So.
So then, if you want to try it, you can.
Okay. I go up to the thing. Oh shit! You know where? Shut this thing up for a moment. Nope.
Okay, so
Yep.
power has been cut to this terminal. However, you're able to take some juice out of the light bars or whatever and get the status report right before the power died. Like you flush it out of the buffer.
Okay.
So from right before power to this panel died, the status was central reactor offline, artificial gravity offline, sensors offline, central computer offline, communications offline, life support emergency power only, cryogenics emergency power only, weapons online or offline, gravity engine offline, critical fault in gravity drive central core.
I turn around. Well, looks like everything's borked at the moment.
Let's go fix the engine. No.
Well, I think we should fix the reactor first, so we have something to
What's
power
the
engine.
top priority, gentlemen?
Well, actually, who's the
The
captain? What
reactor.
should we fix first?
I'm the captain. Captain
Reactor.
Charcoal just says to
Reactor.
everyone, okay, quick, what do you think is the top priority right now?
The
Reactor.
reactor's a big deal.
Reactor, so we can at least not have to worry
Okay.
about floating around.
Sounds like we're in consensus. Let's get to the reactor pronto. And I feebly take my wings and try to fly to wherever the reactor
I
is.
take up the rear to just catch anyone who might, bungle this.
I'm super clumsy, so
Yeah.
I'll at least.
Cool. Cool. So we're all heading to the reactor, right? Okay. Star
Yep.
Scrub,
All
do
right.
we get anything on the way there?
So you travel to the reactor. It's not a pleasant trip. The interior of your ship pretty much looks similar to how I described for this area.
Oh, gosh.
There are entire sections of panels have been ripped right out. Wires have been stripped in areas. Whole sections of internal machinery is gone. Coolant and other things are pooling in the air, sort of collecting in spheres because there's no gravity currently. Sparks occasionally fly out of exposed panels. This ship looks like it's been derelict for many years. It's hard to get an estimate, but at least a century this thing's been floating here.
Jesus Christ, what happened?
Wow, that's a tragedy. You look at all those destroy equipment.
Let's just keep moving every pony.
Yeah,
So-
your previous crew
Whatever.
didn't take care of the ship very well, did it?
Nope.
Actually, quick question: Would there have been a moment of overlap where we could have talked to them normally? Was that planned at maybe a month or so?
Yes. Yeah, it would be. You'd get plenty of time. They were supposed to brief you, give you a tour, let you know how things were going, give you a status report, and then there'd be an official ceremony where the new captain relieved the old captain.
Okay.
The only situation in which this would happen would be if the old captain was killed. When your captain has an implant. If that implant is ever shut down, it uses sort of entanglement type stuff. If it dies, the next crew is immediately revived.
Okay. How long does the revival process take?
Just a few hours. Now, in theory, I mean, the captain you guys could decide to revive the next crew differently if you wanted, but that's the emergency type situation.
Okay.
Could we revive them now just to help with everything?
Well, let's make sure that we can Don't end up
Yeah,
being a
but
bunch of people on a ship that can't support them to begin with. Put out the fire.
Yeah,
before
we don't have power. I don't suggest more air breathers in the room.
We
good
are
point.
still going to fix the engine. That's like top
the
priority.
reactor.
So
Reactor. Yeah.
as you okay, so let's have everyone make a physique overcome adversity type roll just to see how well everyone does as you navigate your way to the engine room.
Why is it my worst thing?
Even me?
Except you. You're not clumsy. Okay, so you guys are not doing well in zero gravity. So far it looks like
do I need to roll?
Yes.
Right.
Everyone needs to roll. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, except for VB's character. So,
I could make a
only
move
two
roll.
of you actually make it to the engine room. Apparently, you guys just haven't had zero gravity training, and at the central lift, there's sort of like, remember, this station is 30 kilometers long. The central lift is out of service, and as you reach it, you find that it's too cramped with debris, and like there's maybe one of the lift trams is broken and sort of floating, and you just can't get through it. So you'll have to spend several hours navigating it, or send the few people who are dexterous enough on ahead to check out the engine.
Are any of those people the engineer?
One of them is the engineer, and the other one is you.
I'm the engineer.
Okay.
The engineer, however, if actually. So are you two going to go ahead, or are you going to wait while everyone...
If they have a partner, I will authorize to go ahead, if there's at least two of them.
All right.
Okay.
Right now, doesn't Cal just want to fix the
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
you make your way...
Never mind.
You make your way to the reactor, and on your way, our engineer, you take some minor electrical burns from like some exposed conduit, and so you receive a minor injury along the way. You'll see you only have a partial success there, which means you succeed, but there's some consequences. So you receive a minor injury along the way. It's something that your doctor can easily treat. Unless you don't treat it, then it will get worse.
Actually, would this have been something that I could have gotten involved with? Basically,
it already happened.
Okay.
Like
I'll
you're
keep it in mind.
burned, you're burned.
Okay.
You have to deal with the
Yeah, I'll
consequences.
keep that in mind next time we have to navigate something.
I get injured like that all the time. Just gonna get that fixed later.
So, as you get closer to the engine room, you realize that
it's a reactor.
you pass the reactor, the central reactor. You pass your first corpse, and what's really strange about this body is that it isn't like you don't know everyone on board. There's 50,000 people. But this person is not dressed like someone from the ship would dress. They're wearing like crude bits of metal armor, like almost like sheets of sheet metal were cut and welded together to make crude armor. And there's bullet holes in it and electrical burns all over it. Like this, it's almost like there was a battle here, and there's bullet holes in the wall behind them, and maybe so they're sort of like floating here, desiccated. But now that there's air in here again, the stench is not pleasant. And so you pass your first corpse. So let's say this one's a pony, and then, I mean, further on, you pass maybe a dozen more bodies before you finally reach the reactor room.
Okay. Do we have like?
Is that just the two people, or all of us?
You haven't seen them yet.
Yeah. Do we have like?
And you guys don't have any communicators, so you have no way of passing the message back.
Okay.
Currently.
So
you reach the engine room, or the reactor room, rather. In many ships, it's the same thing. So, you reach the central reactor.
So at first glance, does it look like?
So, huge chunks of so there's these massive metal scrapes on the wall, sort of leading in. And once you enter into the room, you can see that huge sections of equipment have been stolen. Like one in every two consoles is just gone. And like whole coolant pipes have been removed, cables been stripped. A huge amount of stuff is just gone from in here. However, the central reactor itself appears to be intact.
I kind of float over and just kind of grab onto one of the handrails and just kind of put my feet on the ground. So, do you think you can work with this, or?
And I'm like, sweet Celeste, yeah. Doesn't anyone have respect for like equipment around here? This is just a mess. What happened? You think?
Looks like we got.
It's like.
Last time I saw anything like this, okay. Before I say something stupid out of character, would space piracy be a thing?
Occasionally. It was really rare, but it was a thing before the Great War. After the Great War, not as much.
Okay. Well, looks like someone tried stripping a derelict. I almost want to say a space pirate, but I can't think of anyone. Don't think of anyone out here that
maybe
would do that.
maybe they could try to salvage something and leave, but that doesn't sound. It looked like it was an attack. But anyway, let's fit that reactor and worry about stuff later. So, I try to see if there's a console somewhere that works.
Okay. Let's have you make one more roll for physique to overcome adversity. You're still clumsy in the zero gravity. This one roll will cover all of your working with the repairs down here.
And
so if you
well, can I use my magic to improve?
I think this might be assuming that you're using your magic.
Yeah, we're already assuming you're using your magic. Unless you want to say one of your spells is some sort of like artificial gravity spell.
Yeah, that and
because if you recall, you get one spell per there's something, I don't remember the unicorn rules exactly, but you have a limited number of spells. If you want one of them to be a personal gravity field, it could be. But if it's not, then you can't use your magic.
Seems like a waste when you have the best person at anti-grav there to help you.
I was going to say is that I can get involved, which the success would mean that I get to step you up from a
That's the thing. Couldn't I just like delegate some of the actual working to the other person who's like?
You can, yes. So he has to roll first.
Yeah,
one way or the other, it'll be a get involved on.
Yeah, because basically the idea is that the one that we have to do first is that whatever the other one rolls, okay, I guess I'll roll to make sure that you can get there without base planting. That would be a physique as well?
Yeah, physique as well. So I mean, if you...
Based on the rules, he would actually roll first, and then based on his success, you would get involved.
You get involved second? That sounds really backwards. I don't know if I like that.
No, but yeah,
Okay, so a partial success can... If Kirby's correcting me on the get involved rules, can he still help with a partial success?
Yes, basically with a partial success, I can turn that partial success into a full success, but I incur a cost, complication, or hard choice in order to get involved.
Okay. So...
But Ricky hasn't... Oh, did Ricky roll already?
Yes. Ricky needs to roll now.
I rolled before.
Oh, no, you're making another roll.
Okay.
Because you already got those electrical burns. This is a new roll.
Oh. No, I rolled...
He just rolled again?
Yeah, I rolled this roll again. That's a different... That's a new...
Okay, well, it got upgraded to a full success, but VB is incurring a consequence. So, let's see here. So as you're making the repairs here and trying to get it online, you're going to have to decide whether weapons or communications are more important. And one of those systems is going to be, you're going to have to take a lot of valuable parts from the junctions to that system that will significantly increase the repair time to it.
Okay, so basically we're choosing between communications and weapons on what...
Communication weapons. One of those two.
I guess is our call.
I think weapon is more important because
I think communications is just so we don't have to because we can ask for help then. And out of character, I don't want to make it that Lars just shows up and it turns out his station's completely useless.
But we are in the middle of nowhere. Who are we gonna be communicating with?
It'd be nice to communicate with each other.
Yeah,
if that's the point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends. Is it like internal communication inside the ship?
It covers internal communication as well.
Oh.
In both.
Okay, then that may be more useful than weapon.
Yeah, immediately useful at least.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, we can at least send out a distress signal after this.
Okay. Rocket is still going to have to make interface or expertise to make it. There is a specific role for fixing stuff. What is that role? Does anyone know?
It's expertise because it's patch up. It's patch up both for medical and for mechanical.
Yeah, it's called expertise. Page
I have plus 2 expertise, and I have skill. Is that? I guess I don't have my engineering kit on me. So.
Yeah.
Well, make your roll.
Data points I could get involved and help.
And that's just dumb.
All right. Expertise. I couldn't get involved though.
That's literally my job.
I just
do you want VB to get involved or not? It could make it worse.
I guess depend. Do you have a good expertise?
I have 0 expertise. I would literally be showing up the roll of duct tape.
Well, I guess you can try.
Yeah, because as of now, we're still dead in the water. So, expertise, get involved.
Also, as a narrative game, I believe the intent is you're supposed to say how you're getting involved.
Oh, okay, yeah. I kind of show up and I kind of float around and goes, hey, I found this.
I give you order and I tell you like to wire that or fix that or just...
I kind of go, I have fingers and I could probably reach it. No. I manage to scrounge up a toolkit that helps us do some of the more repairs we wouldn't be able to do by hand. That sound...
Okay, so you have upgraded his failure to a partial success.
Yes, without any strings attached on my end.
Yeah, not on your end, but the result is only a partial success. So, after about an hour of tinkering, you determine that the coolant system to the reactor, you're just not going to get it to work. If you start this thing up now, it's going to overheat and your ship's going to explode. However, one of the secondary fusion reactors, sort of generally used for auxiliary power when the ship isn't moving, or if it was operating as a space station in orbit, that you could patch that in instead and run the auxiliary reactor as the main reactor, and you wouldn't be able to move. So after an hour of work, you manage to get the auxiliary fusion reactor running, and power immediately comes on. Everyone falls to the ground, wherever you were. Gravity comes back online.
Wait, it's been an hour. Isn't the B party already there? Like, did it take him that long?
Did you guys continue?
Yeah, we continued going forward.
So you guys, like, you're coming into the room, like, floating through the tubes, and then, like, the lights flash for a second, and everyone falls to the ground as the gravity engines come back online. And
my wings are already out, and I float to the ground, and I'm like, huh.
About a dozen alarms immediately start going off as, like, consoles all over the room start turning back on. They're just like covered in warnings and alarms pretty much. But the reactor is running. Like gas is now like just coolant spraying out of open pipes that were connected to nothing. Like sparks are flying from exposed panels and stuff. But the reactor is on, or the auxiliary reactor is on. The main reactor is still dark.
I thought you guys came up here to fix the ship.
I have a question. So, as a unicorn, can I say that because my guy is like he's always fixing things. So, I guess I think the one magic thing that he knows to do most is levitation, like moving stuff.
You don't have to buy that. Every unicorn has that. It's just assumed you're doing it in your daily life.
But can I assume like I'm doing it better than most, like?
I mean, maybe there's no rules effect for that. Like, it's just like humans don't have a rules effect to use their hands.
Yeah, we kind of assume that everyone's so used to using their manipulators that we don't have to whirl for it.
Yeah,
we're also assuming that we're abstracting that through the rule system itself is how good you are with your hands and stuff.
Yeah, the only exception to that is that you're on a ship with things made for ponies, but if you didn't have those, then the non-unicorns would have a penalty. They'd be clumsy when using things not made for them. But you're on a ship with things made for ponies, so that's not an issue.
Okay.
And now that things are on, can I shout central computer and see if there's a response?
To answer to answer the.
Hold on, you have to wait now.
Okay.
The central compute. No, not you. Ricky has to wait because he just asked some stuff. So, central computer responds.
Okay. What's the
says,
highest
ready,
priority
Captain.
thing to fix right now? Central computer.
It says, at current power levels, the orbit of this ship will decay in exactly 31 days.
Okay. What's the
We're
next
in
highest
orbit.
priority?
We just learned we're in orbit.
This didn't crash somewhere.
Around what?
The HMS
Central computer.
Proteus
What-
is in orbit around a Class M habitable world.
So that's where all our shit went.
That's convenient, I think. Is there any pony we know on that Class M habitable world right now?
No member of the HMS Proteus crew is currently, or no known living member of the HMS Proteus crew is currently off station.
Okay, central computer. What happened here? What happened to cause all this? Do you remember? Do you have memory of that?
I'm sorry, Captain. There is significant data corruption. If you like, you may attempt to recover the data manually at my storage core.
Okay. We have two ponies that might want to fix that storage core. Wait, central computer. Can I get a top 5 list of 5 most important things? So the number 1 problem we're facing is that we're going to land on the planet in 30 days. What are the next
Negative.
5?
Your request was the top 5 maintenance problems to repair to the HMS Proteus. When ranked by danger, the threats would be evaluated differently.
Please go ahead and make those calculations and give them to me.
I like this guy. Can we get him a prosthesis?
What?
The AI. That's not really an AI.
No, it's not.
So
I will
just
attempt to
standing
comply,
there
Captain.
talking.
However, your request involves making abstract determinations of risk. Note that my response may be invalid.
Kindly note.
I understand.
Captain, sir.
Yes?
Maybe you should ask if there's any immediate threats to our lives on this ship.
Good point.
I didn't see a floating.
Central computer. Put that along with there. If there's any more immediate risk to our lives, that should also change how you output that list.
We need to worry about bullet holes being us, like we saw earlier back there.
You should probably ask it if there's anyone else on the ship.
Yeah, I think that don't make it do that as part of the calculations. Ask for like hardcore. There is currently a guy in the closet.
I have a better question. How long do we have with this auxiliary reactor, like, and as a power and all that?
At current consumption, the stored fuel for the auxiliary fusion reactor will be exhausted in 14 hours.
Ugh. Okay.
All right. As long as the reactor is running, I think there's not gonna be any risk for the 50,000 Pone and people that we have in storage.
That's not my concern. My concern is for my cast right now.
How long since the previous crew was activated or whatever?
I'm sorry, crew member. My data has been corrupted. I cannot provide an accurate assessment. The current onboard calendar date is July 1st, 3187. Last stored log date was December 17th, 2528. However, the contents of my last log entries have been corrupted.
600 years ago?
Affirmative.
Ugh. Okay.
I think we are way past the time we should have been waking up.
So I don't think anyone would be around anymore.
I guess. Actually, Captain. It sounds like we have about 14 hours before we get plunged back into the dark again.
The ship had air, right? Obviously.
Yeah, We're currently breathing air.
And we passed by bodies that were not
identified.
They had been desiccated.
Okay.
They had been like flash frozen, exposed to space.
But the ship had air.
So something.
It currently has air, yes.
Boy.
All right, someone get me my tool. It's time to do some real fixing. We only have 14 hours.
We're still waiting on the central computer to compile our list, right? So number 1, stored fuel, 14 hours left.
I'm going through.
Cool.
Do I notice rockets burns? I guess that's my question, isn't it?
Priority number 1, intruders. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And the priority 2 is the reactor running out of fuel, just so we're clear.
Okay. All right. Sweet. I don't have to write this down. It's right there. Okay.
Someone should probably upgrade the time and output of that computer.
Okay.
So can I
feel like we were having
around?
this whole conversation while this list was slowly being generated, and then
That's my brain. I'm sure the computer
what?
would have The computer would have responded pretty much instantly.
I
so.
know
Okay,
it's a
good.
very amusing image.
All right.
Process.
It was just having a really hard time with the abstract judgments of what was more.
What is beauty?
Okay.
What is danger?
Okay, central computer, where are these intruders?
I'm afraid my central sensor net has been offline for exactly 421 years.
Would the intruders
However-
have died by now, or are they pretty immortal?
What?
A hostile ship docked with the HMS Proteus approximately 13 days ago. As it has not yet terminated docking, I assume its crew is still on board.
And they probably know that we're awake now.
Well, you
Can I-
guys look for
They
you.
did
You
not
guys
when
look.
when your
you guys
revival
look for an
protocol
intruder.
was activated. Reactivating the reactor would have certainly had effects all over the ship.
We turned gravity back on. I'm sure they noticed that.
Let's say there were a few that were in that central elevator shaft and are plumbing to their doom. Though that's strange.
Okay.
The intruders were both.
So like we noticed nothing about signs of life as we made our way here, right?
There were bodies that had been they didn't look like members of your crew. They were wearing like makeshift gear and armor. Like really crappy quality stuff.
Also, remember that this space station is several kilometers long to begin with. It would be like saying, "Oh, did we encounter any other life in this area of Los Angeles?" Just because you didn't notice it on your going down.
There's intruders in the city.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
Wait! I just realized something.
Yeah.
If we have been sleeping for 600 years and our entire trip should have lasted a few hundred years, that means that there's probably other people on the galaxy doing stuff. So
This mission began approximately. Let's see, what was the year? Was it 2200? I think that might be the year. I thought the year your mission began. So if the current year is 3187. Your mission should have been over 400 to 500 years ago.
Yeah, that's my point.
1,000 years
So
ago.
there may have been other colonization by now, and like.
Yeah, we might have taken the slow boat bus here.
Ugh.
Also, if things have been down that long, these might be the ancestors of Crew 1, or the descendants of Crew 1.
What?
But either way,
Possible.
I want to slap them.
So there's a ship that's been docked for 13 days.
Yes.
Do we have any idea where that ship is right now, central computer?
Affirmative. The ship is docked on external docking ring 3. Location approximately 7 kilometers from the engine or from the central reactor.
And you have absolutely no sensors between here and there that could check if they were on their way anywhere?
Affirmative. Internal sensors were deliberately sabotaged 421 years ago.
Whoa. Okay. Is that every single sensor, or do you have a central place where the sensors could be fixed?
Data linkage to my central core was severed 421 years ago. I have no reason to believe that every individual sensor has been removed.
Okay.
However, I have been offline for at least 100 years. So I cannot provide accurate information on what may have transpired during that time.
Okay, so quick question: where would our stuff be? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
assume we
was
have the
gonna,
storage locker of some
I
sort.
was gonna be looking for my engineering kit like right now.
Would be nice to have my AI with me.
Your individual possessions will be stored in your individual storage lockers,
All the way back.
located in Cargo Bay 1.
Okay.
Alright, let's go there.
Well. Okay, so we have an unknown number of hostiles. Who may or may not be hostiles if we talk to them.
Good point. All right, crew. What do you think is our current? Those are the current top priorities according to the central computer. What say you?
Well, as it stands,
Personally, I don't care about the intruder. They can do whatever they want. We need to fix the reactor.
I personally believe that we
reactor?
need to grab our stuff. Once we have our equipment, we could probably talk a bit more about planning.
Good point.
And I think you guys need a more serious look at. You suffered some issues with the cryogenic process being not exactly perfect, going a few centuries too long.
A little freezer part, yeah.
You talk like I'm
Good
a
point.
steak.
All right, I motion that we go and get our stuff from the storage bay.
Well, you're the captain.
Anyone have any disagreements?
I sure to go. You're the captain.
Makes sense.
Okay. Central computer, how far away is that storage bay?
Approximately 1 kilometer.
All right, let's move.
All right.
And we move.
Okay, you travel to the storage bay. You see basically more of the same, a ship that's been partially salvaged while floating here. Pieces missing, a stench sort of starting to fill the ship of the bodies that you pass as they, a bunch of fluid sort of sprayed everywhere from where they landed, in some cases. Or where they maybe the fluids that were frozen inside them have now started to melt. However, you eventually reach the storage bay. You find this. So there are a total of let's say 12 cargo bays. Most of this material was meant to be used to establish the colony when you finally arrived. However, it looks like a lot of it's already been unloaded from this cargo bay. However, so the way it works, it's sort of like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen those automated car parks in Japan, where there's a bunch of like lockers, like drawers, like on a rotating sort of automated thing, and essentially like an automated crane arm will drop off the car on on the floor it needs to go on, or bring it back down, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I've seen there's one in like one of the Fast and Furious movies as well. I know what you're talking about.
Basically that kind of thing where it's sort of a fully automated storage thing, and most of them are gone, but you guys arrive, and you have identification on your suits or whatever, maybe built in like a badge or something, and you scan it, and the automated lift swivels up and gets the last lone container from the cargo bay. And we're talking like the size of a very large shipping crate, because there's vehicles in here.
I swear if they took the Great Equalizer, I'm gonna kill someone.
And it lands with a crash on the ground, and the arm moves out of the way, and the doors unlock.
Okay.
So inside is all of your gear, completely untouched. It looks exactly like it did when you saw this container sealed up. The packing peanuts are still on everything, like it hasn't been touched.
All of my pistol.
I go give my mech a hug and a kiss.
I kind of
Look
walk
like my
up.
van.
I go, okay. I kind of grab my flight suit, and put it on. And
I assume there was a way to transfer these vehicles to a proper hangar.
The cargo bays are actually Like there's several hangar bays. All of the cargo bays connect to one or more hangar bay.
Basically, they
So-
kind of slide into a parking spot, basically.
So like if you walk all the way down to the end of the cargo bay, there's probably like a huge door that would open into one of the hangars.
But can I climb into my mech?
You could. I mean, you can't walk through the ship. Like, the hallways are not gonna fit it. They're person-sized. You could walk it into the hangar bay if you want to go in there.
Well, I want to give it the test one. See if everything is fine.
Well, it seems to be in working order. You can, like, if you walk around in it, it behaves just like it did. You know that that everything aboard was stored like there was no atmosphere. These things were, the air was pumped into this room when you guys arrived. So
Yeah, I mean,
they
short
were.
of how they might even have been packed in a nitrogen pure-rich atmosphere to keep it from,
But
Whatever the preservation method, these things were meant to last.
and they did a good job apparently.
I'm a very happy pony, and I got my engineering kit in my laser pistol. Woo.
Cool. I've
But
got my laser
I guess
rifle.
I guess I can leave the mech in the hangar bay for now.
I have
Oh,
my, zero G kit, I guess, and my zero G, my spacesuit, and I have my ship that I could totally.
How do pony weapons work? Is it just like harnesses, like in VAP?
Probably that would make the most sense, or you could use some sort of like adhesive cling solution, sort of like Alex's pistol, where it would like sort of some like nanomaterial that would would recognize when it was trying to be picked up, and would just adhere.
I'll just make mine float.
Well, yeah, if you're a unicorn, then there's an easy answer. Could be
I don't-
harnesses. I mean, probably up to the individual.
Well, I don't have any weapons, but I do have my two kits here in my
I
van.
have my ship, my shuttle. So if you guys,
Oh, you guys have a shuttle now?
yeah, it's my class 2 item.
My class 2 item is my body.
My spider tank probably won't fit in this ship right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have, I can do some EVA work that I could, but
Boy, you guys better hope that we have reason to go to the planet.
hopefully we don't
We
have to.
probably will. I mean, this ship's probably just gonna explode under us anyway. How things have gone so far,
would- That'd be sad.
And
It's
I don't have
inevitable.
weapons, so try not to make sure I don't get. Don't ask me to shoot anything.
Okay,
So-
well, I will turn on my personal artificial intelligence, Simon, and turn him on and be like, can I give him instructions to go and try to fix the sensors or like the central hub problem? Or is that too much
you
for
can
the
you can
AI?
tell him to, but he'll say that that he can't repair physical damage.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the AI is it's not. He's just in the computer. He's not a physical like robot.
Yeah, he's not a robot. He's a digital
Okay.
thing.
You basically have.
All right, so I'm not that useful right now. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, I still have my rapier and my laser rifle. Okay, everyone have their stuff ready?
I kind of
Yeah.
hold up my basically my fanny pack of a kit.
So
Okay.
who among you guys is gonna be the less annoying when trying to fix the reactor?
What should I take? Research kit or survey kit?
Okay.
I'll take that
Research
survey
kit.
kit.
No, well, I think researcher, I guess. But
I'm thinking of going to contact the intruders first. Does anybody have any other recommendations?
nope, I can't think of a better plan.
Okay. All right. Should we all go together, or does someone want to try to fix things instead?
Well,
I'm the fixer.
I don't have a weapon, nor am I confident with my ability not to insult them.
Okay.
Actually, I have a question about XP and stuff. If you did fix something, right? I mean, it says, Accuator mark XP the first time a breakage occur, and we fixed the reactor. So, kind of, does that mean people get XP?
The first time a breakage occurs, because
Yeah.
You all should have gotten an XP for the ship.
I don't know if we're allowed to get XP for what happens in the prologue.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that like the things that happen in the future, not like the state of the world before you get here.
Right.
Yeah, fair
So
enough. No, I was joking, but
Okay.
I think what I can do for my flying Pegasus right now, because I'm not going to be any much of a use in a fight.
Okay.
So is anyone staying to help out the repairs?
I guess I'll stay behind just to try to, be an extra set of hands.
So, Phoebe and Sparktail, you two are gonna stay behind and fix things.
Yeah.
Yes.
If nothing else,
Okay.
I'm sure there's going to be something that we're going to have to do an EVA for, and I'm equipped for that.
So while you guys waste your time, we're gonna be useful.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, it's
Right.
okay. It's you're going to be spending several hours repairing. So like once you start helping them, you won't be able to help with the other. Like if something goes bad for them, you might not even know. Like you'll be committed to
we don't
this.
have communications.
I know I am.
We have
committed.
internal communications,
That's
apparently.
that's what my
Oh, we
character.
do?
Yeah,
Can we talk to each other?
They restored communications in favor of weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might as well use this mapping device I have on here.
I mean,
for
we are
us
on
on
the
the ship
same
rather
class.
than anywhere. As I was planning on using it on a planet somewhere.
So before we go, I could hand out my little tracker doohickeys for my networking skill, and we could keep track of each other through that, right, Star?
Are those just positional or do they have communication stuff?
They simultaneously track the location and health of a dozen willing subjects.
Okay, well yeah, you could give those out.
Yeah, I just hand them out. I tell them you can stick them on yourself anywhere that people can't see it, and you'll be good to go.
All right, I stick it on the inside of my flight suit.
You're on the map.
Yeah,
Ooh.
find my friends.
So I'll
Also,
let you
here's an
guys.
emoji of what you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
I'll let the engine people roll second. So you guys, unfortunately, it's quite a walk. The central trams and stuff have pretty much all been broken. So you're not going to be riding around, just going to have to hoof it between decks and stuff. So you walk and climb.
I
Through the
casually
ship.
fly the whole time.
Those of you who have to walk and climb. And eventually, you can hear the signs of activity coming from ahead of you in the direction that the computer told you to go. It sounds like maybe a welder's going or like a big old circular saw. There's some sort of tools are running, and there's like occasional maybe flashes of light or sparks from the direction ahead of you.
Is there any way I could find out what that is with my equipment, with my survey kit?
Let's see. Tools to observe in rangefinders, tracking devices, motion sensors, deep scanner. I mean, I suppose you could set up like an X-ray scanner and like shine it through the walls if you wanted to stop and take a look through them.
All right, I'll do that then. What? Better than us rushing into whatever that is.
Okay.
Do I need to do roll of some sort?
Interface, I believe. So roll your interface to set this up and see what you find out. Is that a partial success?
Yep, partial success.
Okay, so you set it up and you get your readings off. However, you're not paying a whole lot of attention and you accidentally leave it on the ultra high power mode, which is an active scan that basically any sensor will pick up. So you've given away your own position. However, you do get the results back, and your scanner picks up 24 living beings through the walls. They're humans and ponies both, of some sort of mixture of the two. It's not really a medical sensor, so you don't really get specifics, but there's humans and ponies through there, and there's also a large construction equipment. It doesn't interface with the scanner. So every piece of machinery that's from this ship would have interfaced with your scanner and pinged you and let you know it was there. None of it's from the ship. But it's basic crappy construction equipment with like some sort of crappy power source as well, like really inefficient and primitive kind of thing, like a gas power generator almost.
All right, so I figured out that these guys are probably scavengers of some sort.
All right. Well, should we walk in and say hello?
That seems
And they might know we're here.
Well, they probably know we're here already. Okay. Let's see. How many people should go with me and say, just excuse me, and like knock on a door? Is there a door to knock down on, or?
No, it's like a turn in the hallway ahead.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'm gonna shout, "Excuse me," in a deep voice, and kind of knock on the wall as I slowly trot forward.
Okay.
Is some pony there?
The drill stops, the saw stops spinning, and there's some shouting from the other side of the hall.
Is it in another language, or do we recognize this language?
It's in another language.
Shoot.
And it goes on for a few seconds. They don't, like, people are shouting to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're not calling back to you. And then after a few seconds, a figure pokes its head around the corner of the wall, sort of wearing similar quality armor to the corpses you saw earlier, but not really, not like the same stuff or anything.
Okay, I flash a debonair smile. I'm like, "Hello there, nice to meet you. I'm Captain Charcoal," and I say that in my language that I say. So.
Oh, and the figure, it's a human person. It's a human. You can't really see their face. They're wearing they're wearing like a space suit, like under the armor, and their face is covered with a mirrored glass shield. They're carrying it's very clearly a weapon in both arms, like some sort of rifle, though you've never seen a rifle made this way, but some sort of rifle. So they stare at you, sort of in shock, and then after a few seconds, they respond in they try speaking to you in several different languages, and their voice is sort of angry and a little bit afraid.
Would I know what those are?
No, none of you know these languages.
It has been like 600 years.
Yeah, unless one of you knows a translation spell. Wait, only the engineer is a unicorn. Okay. After cycling through several, I mean, AIs can do that kind of thing if they get enough sample of the language. They can eventually facilitate a translation.
Yeah, can I say to Central Core, do you understand what they're saying? Would the Central Core be able to hear me?
The Central Core, it can hear you, but it says negative.
It has as much data as we do, really.
Yeah.
Can I write a note and see if they understand at least the script I'm using?
They're currently in the process of trying languages on us.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just wait a second, see if they catch.
So after a few more seconds, you hear something that sounds like equestrian, like a really, really garbled, messed up, mutated equestrian, but there's some familiar words in there. So if one of you is real clever, you might be able to figure out what they're trying to say.
Okay.
Clever how?
That works. I think I understood a little bit of that. Stick with that.
What's the interpersonal skill? Whatever that one is.
I have diplomacy.
Influence.
Do I roll
influence
something?
would be the only one that makes any sense as interpersonal.
Yeah,
I have
so
influence. Do I roll?
Whoever wants to do it.
I have cosmopolitan. I guess
okay.
not.
This isn't a society. This is one guy in a hallway.
Though theoretically, expertise kind of makes sense.
Oh, wow.
If you're
No, expertise already applies to lots of stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
Best captain.
you are just on the ball today, because even though it's not in your language, after hearing just a few words, you figure out enough of what they're saying that A, you can understand them, and B, you'll be able to communicate in 2-word sentences that they can understand, as long as you use Dr. Seuss level words.
Okay.
Anything past that, you're not going to be able to communicate with any confidence, but you'll understand them and they will understand you as long as you use very short, brief stuff. So they're essentially demanding to know what you're doing past your working location, the slave crews are supposed to be 2 decks down, harvesting torpedoes from the frigate. What are you doing up here?
See,
Not
that's why we
slave, I say.
Okay, he immediately aims his gun at you.
Oh,
That doesn't
And
look
says, and several more figures, like 3 or 4 more of them, come out from behind the hall, and they're all aiming weapons at you. And they say, "Come with us now."
Captain, might I suggest a tactical retreat?
okay. Can we retreat by that point, or would they just kill us?
They've already got their guns pointed at us.
Do we have guns pointed and ready?
No.
Sure.
Even
No
then,
one
it'd
said-
just
not
be
one
like
of you
my
said they
guess.
did.
No word about guns drawn. They got the drop on you. I think sounds like.
Yeah, we're the ship's crew.
Our ship.
Yeah. Can we draw our own guns and say our ship?
Well, if you
Oh
want
my
to draw
God.
your own
You're
guns,
good.
that's going to be a metal check. And if you don't get a complete success, you'll probably
Die.
get shot. No, you won't
Uh.
die. That isn't how things work. Injury has specific rules, and I don't think there's any rule for you just instantly die.
I mean,
Like there are, like, if this was a ship, like a starship aiming at you
right.
with this, then maybe with whatever the quantum annihilate the little doctor from
It's a
Harmony
space
Defended,
opera.
but
It's a space opera. No one just gets shot and dies.
not
So do
from
we all
one
have to roll
bullet.
metal?
Anyone who's trying to do anything other than remain there placidly not resisting has to roll metal.
Metal. Okay. Here goes.
I mean, it is how many against one?
Captain, ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Oh,
I was going to say it would probably be a good idea to communicate that we were this ship's crew.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of did, but I don't think that helps.
No, we just said we
not
weren't
So
slaves.
no one else draws their weapon. No one else is trying to draw their weapons. It was just the captain and the doctor. No one else.
I don't have any weapons.
I'm pretty sure the more weapons are drawn, the more likely he is to stand down.
I'm fixing stuff.
I
Okay.
am helping fixing things.
Unless I drove my van
So-
here.
It's just Petra who has the option to draw their weapon.
I'm just too stunned by what's happened in front of me to.
I know. I feel inadequate as a captain. I'm like, frick.
Okay. Let me open up this injury table here.
Oh, fine.
I don't know if it's
Okay,
done
perfect.
in is it? I guess it
Severe
is.
injury. Here we are. Okay, so unless there's no really way for anyone to help people out unless, I guess the rules say that you can help after. So if someone wants to assist the captain and try to upgrade their failure to a partial success,
So, like,
captain,
pull
not
them
you,
down
you're
or
already doing something.
Right.
Yeah, like basically the captain is moving too slow and he's going to get shot right in the chest. So if someone who hasn't taken an action yet can try to save him, you're putting yourself on the line by doing this. Unless you get a complete success, you will also be injured. But if you do nothing, the captain's just going to get shot in the chest.
I guess I'll try to assist then. That's
Thank
metal
you.
weapon.
All right, roll your medal. Oh, wow. Okay, so you've upgraded the captain to a partial success. So you realize the captain is moving too slow, and at the last second, you jump into him from the side. Or actually, you should be narrating this, not me. I'll do it this last time since I'm already started. But this is your story to tell. But regardless, you push the captain out of the way, and instead of getting shot in the chest, he's grazed in the wing, and so you fall. You will not be able to fly until the injury is repaired, but it hasn't hit any of your bones. It's a minor injury. The captain takes a minor injury.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So my
And
two-word phrase, can I say need information?
Well,
think
you
right
guys
now
now have your weapons drawn as well. Actually, the doctor has her weapon drawn, no problem. They shoot at her, but she dodges out of the way easily. None of these people are full cybernetic.
Best
Do I-
robot.
Do I get a shot back because or anything?
It's up. No, not now, but now
Okay.
you can if you want to.
Do we really want to start shooting? I feel like
They shot?
have they already started shooting us? I guess so.
They shot you.
Shot in the wing.
It's just a
And
flesh
are now
wound.
bleeding and can't fly currently.
Oh, frick.
You will
I
not be able to
shoot the guy
fly
who
until the
shot
doctor
him.
patches you up. Okay.
All right.
So before you roll, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to disable or kill this guy?
So I do have to roll again. It's a separate.
Yes, you have to roll. You are now able to fight. Your medal has succeeded. Now we're entering just a combat in this system.
So I have a stun pistol, so all I do is stun damage.
Oh, okay. So I guess you don't have to tell me because you are stunning them.
Yeah. So after like getting my pistol out and getting behind decent cover, I just take a shot at the guy who shot the captain because I think he's the closest one.
Yeah, he's the first guy that they started talking to.
So I take a shot at the other captains in order to, mostly to give the captain and Batch the chance to get back behind cover and retreat.
Okay, we'll roll for that. Partial success. All right, so you get grazed in one of your arms, and let's see. Do you have armor actually?
I have +1 armor.
Okay, so how does the armor system work? It's really weird.
It's whenever you're going to take damage, you roll like what is it, hunker down or something? I think it's on the back of the character sheet, right?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't have
brace
any-
for
Brace
impact.
for impact. When you suffer harm, the GM will tell you the severity: major, minor, severe, critical, or fail. Then you roll plus armor. On a 6 or minus, you suffered. I'll just copy and paste it. It's page 67.
It's also on the back of the character sheets.
Okay, so this is major harm. You're going. Well, actually, this is major harm because it is a lethal weapon you're being shot with.
Okay.
You will stun them. So you stun the guy, but he gets one more shot at you before you do. So you can brace for impact.
Okay.
With the +1 from your armor.
Yep. So I just roll armor, and then we'll handle things.
Let's see. That
Severity
downgrades it
reduced by
2
one.
levels, right?
Nope.
Or
Right
just-
there. It says right on it. Severity reduced by 1.
Okay, so now it becomes, what is the one below major?
Minor.
Minor? Okay, so one of your arms is only partially functional. You're now clumsy to do anything that requires dexterity. But other than that, like,
Whoa.
you've been shot in the arm.
From a minor injury?
Yes.
Isn't that what abilities do?
I don't think so. Let's see. No, it was a severe injury that got downgraded to major.
You said it was major.
Yep.
Yeah, I only heard major. I mean, I could.
So it got downgraded to minor.
That's what I heard. I guess it was supposed to be a lethal injury.
No, it was supposed to be severe, and then it was downgraded to major. Here, let me make this
Oh.
visible to all players. Save changes, show to players. So as you'll see, if you scroll down there, severe injury, source firearms is the first option. It was a severe injury, you just downgraded it to major.
Okay. That is not what you said before, but
It is what I said before. You may have misheard.
No, it's
I
not.
have the recording of this. Like, we could go back.
well, we won't go back now. But
We
you
won't
said-
go
You
back.
said I
Definitely
will
major.
accept that it is supposed to be severe, but you did
Yes.
say major before.
Well, yeah, that was what it was downgraded to.
No, you said it
Like-
before I rolled.
Okay, you are incorrect. We can stop. Let's could you make a timestamp here? We can check this later at the end. I am very curious, but we'll continue on from here.
Okay.
I do want, take the timestamp of whatever this is, so we can check that.
Anyways, at this point, I'm more curious about what happens when you actually take an injury.
Yeah, we need to check that since we're here. Suffering damage. Vehicles. No, this is vehicles. What happens when a person? Let's see. Injuries. Whenever character suffers. Characters. Okay.
It's going to leave this big red square.
Minor,
here
major,
for a couple
severe.
of seconds.
Injuries are descriptive. A plasma beam vehicle. Blah blah blah. So injuries of different levels. Multiple injuries count as one single severity. Okay.
Isn't there a whole chapter for this? Medbay. We're looking up the effects of what the actual effects of injuries are.
Yeah. So I just read the whole section. You write down what the injury is, and it's entirely narrative. So right here, so that like for instance, the injury is a damaged arm. A blade causes a cut. Blah 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 blah. Minor and major injuries. Okay, so you actually it isn't going to affect your abilities yet because it says right here, minor and major injuries are painful but don't affect a character's ability to act. Severe injuries start to be brutal, broken limbs, gaping wounds. Critical injuries are horrific and also involve loss of limbs, organ failure, serious disfigurement. Critical injuries are permanent. Okay, so you have there's major damage to your arm, but you're not actually impeded yet. Unless you take another injury to the arm, then it'll make it from major to severe, and then it will impede you.
Do the rules care where the injury is?
It makes sense that if you take a major injury to your leg and then your arm, that it doesn't become one severe injury to either limb.
Yeah, so that's why I said put damaged arm for the injury. And then if you take another injury to the arm, then that will upgrade.
And
Makes sense.
Do you have a place is there a place on the character sheet for injuries?
There's an injuries box on the back.
Oh, right, there's a back. Okay.
I don't know that the rules let me just I don't want it to sound like I'm arguing. I just want to make things clear. Like if you're saying that injuries are a lot more localized than the rules do, that's fine. I'm just saying that I think the rules don't care. If you have 2 minor injuries, they roll up to a major injury, regardless of where you get them.
All right then. Well, then we'll go with that. That screws you guys even harder. So I'm in favor of anything that makes it harder for you.
Damn it. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Gotta get his red for a moment.
Yeah. Go get a drink.
Okay, so what just happened? So someone got injured, and
so I stopped
combat time.
There's no such thing as combat time. There's just a combat.
Okay.
Like you roll to resolve a combat.
So in this case, Kirby's explicit goal was to stun the guy who shot you. He got a partial success. Mm-hmm. And so that he succeeded in doing that. That guy's now stunned, but he got shot. Or Erin Keeley. I'm not even going to bother. Was shot at.
Okay. Can I just shout "wait" or "stop"? And see if they respond.
Well, so you're trying to essentially persuade them to stop trying to fight you.
Yeah.
In the middle of a fight. Okay. Is there anything like negative modifiers in this system?
Not that I know of, because
not exactly.
Because trying to persuade people to stop fighting after you've apparently killed one of them seems like something that should have a negative modifier.
Well, I know it seems like that looking through the things, like the items and all that, they never say you'll get a +1 to her roll. It's always enable something, or you know what I mean? Like having
I guess we could just say that in certain situations, you just couldn't make the roll. In this case, I'll let you though. You can try.
I'd imagine that you'd have to
try your interpersonal skill, whatever skill that is.
I
Okay,
think the idea
influence,
is-
right? Okay, I'm gonna try influence again.
be suave.
I think the idea is it affects the consequences more than it affects the actual actions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
partial success on saying wait.
partial success. So one of them goes off and runs for reinforcements. However, the others stop shooting.
Okay,
So
I
they
say
stop and
talk
just stare.
first.
Okay, they look down at their stunned comrade and back up, and then one of them says that there's nothing to talk about. You escaped your work crew and you looted the ship, and now you're going to be dragged back in chains and made to, and you, pointing at the doctor, will be executed for this. For killing someone, killing one of your betters.
Not in group, not part of group, not.
Nope.
Not
Shoot,
slave.
it needs to be a two-word phrase.
Not slaves, I guess. What?
I already said not slaves that started the fight to begin with.
Yeah, you know, the rebellious statement.
How do you whisper again?
Captain,
Quietly.
Communicate, Captain.
Private.
Can I?
It's
Yeah.
/W and then whatever the name, like /W space GM, and it'll autocomplete when you do that.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I'm talk Captain. That'll be my two-word phrase.
They say that the captain that when your trial comes, you'll talk to the captain since he's your judge.
Not crew. Can I? That's probably as bad as not slave. How many people are on aboard? Jeez.
You saw 24 with the scanner, and that the scanner's range doesn't cover very far. So
Okay.
We
I'll try
are the
not-
crew.
Okay.
of This ship.
I'll try not crew as my next two-word phrase.
okay, they just seem confused.
Captain Charcoal, as I say to myself. Charcoal.
One of
and I
them
say-
says, "Captain of what?"
and I say, "Oh shoot, what's the name of the ship again?" Meta moment.
Proteus.
Proteus. This ship.
They say one of them says, "Liar, the captain's already dead. He's been dead for years."
Or I say original captain.
Well, they just both of them say that you're now we know you're lying. We know the first captain was like the first captain's been dead for many years. You're not the original captain. The original captain was human.
Oh crap! Did some of that go into not a GM or not a
Generation ship? I don't know.
Second in command or second captain. Wait, I just said original captain. Like succession.
Would they
Succession number
understand if we
Something was
told
posted
them this is a
public, so I don't
generation
think that
ship?
works.
Maybe promised ship.
Generation ship. Maybe that one might work. Cryogenic storage.
It's a big word.
Yeah, there's no
yeah.
equestrian word for that.
How about next captain?
Next captain. As I point to myself.
One of the others, so they immediately have an urgent conversation in a language you don't understand very, very quickly back and forth, and another one goes off running, and another second later, a distant alarm sounds. And so now there's only two of them left, watching you guys. All the others have run off.
What original Wait, I would know the name of the first captain, right?
Yes, his name was Roy Andrews.
Roy Andrews, when died. Can I say that?
Okay.
Is that too long?
One of them says repeats hundreds of years ago. One of them says before I was born.
Huh. When died.
Can I use this time to patch myself up?
I guess you do have a med kit. Let's see. How does healing? It actually. Let's see. It might have said something about like hours for a major injury. See, how is it?
Naturally healing though.
Let's look here. No, hours naturally healing is for the lowest level one. I remember that for sure. Injury table, major injury, natural recover a few days, treated by a few hours of patch up. So no.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, injury tables on file. You can check at any time.
Yep.
Okay, can I point to him or to both of them and say like Roy Andrews' ancestor?
They say no. Both of them say no. And one of them they say something and you don't really. There's not a direct translation for it, but it seems like they're talking about slaves.
Just slaves. Okay.
So what's the other team doing right now?
Yeah,
still repairing. They're doing several hours of patch-up type action.
We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're thinking, man, oh god, this thing's so heavy. I bet you those guys are having much more fun than us.
Maybe they're like repairing things with a little music going on.
Meanwhile, there are
We're
like
having a montage.
50,000 people about to die, and here we are trying to play caveman talk to prove that we aren't slaves to people that probably don't really care.
And meanwhile, I'm Rocket's like humming a song and just fixing stuff happily.
Just like Rocket. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah, from the Guardian of the Galaxy.
Shh.
Oh, I haven't seen the movie.
Okay, so let's stay on task here.
Okay.
So that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. So, Meta, I'm assuming. Okay, dang it, I can't talk with my crew, can I? Like, I can't do anything.
Well, you can talk to the ones around you.
Well,
Okay.
Don't those trackers allow you to give commands to people?
I'm right here.
You can
I
really
think-
get involved with them.
Yeah, we can't get involved, but they can tell us, start the ship, get in the shuttle.
Okay, I'm just wondering if you guys have any recommendations on what to say to these guys and.
How did Roy die?
What?
How did Roy die?
Old
If
age
you can ask
probably
it
or
in 2
something.
words.
Yeah, it's been hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, but
You hear, as you guys are deliberating, you hear like maybe a dozen people, a dozen footsteps running towards you, and angry shouting.
I think we might,
Guys,
we might need to get out of here.
Okay, should we? We're just gonna start running and just. I just say thank you, and start running. I guess.
Okay, they're so you guys have succeeded in enough rolls by now. They take some pot shots at you, but you guys get away down the hall. Although you hear them now, there's
Stop
like
the car.
they're chasing you for sure. As you guys are running away through the ship, through the station.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you go? Where are you running to? Because they're chasing.
Just what's nearby? Like, I don't know. Are we seeing any signs as we're running by things? Anything we could duck into, or anything look dangerous?
Most of us can
There
just hide
is
real
a
well quickly.
nearby, as far as dangerous, there are sections where the doors have been sealed by, like, there's a lot of airlocks, a lot of internal airlocks, and when they're engaged, that's sort of a sign that there is that the structural integrity in that area has failed, and that when an airlock is sealed, it could be open to space. There are a couple doors that are sealed that way. You're also not far from from the upper hangar bay.
I
Okay.
suggest we go outside. They won't follow us there.
Where would the Omicron core be?
It would be in one of the other cargo bays, assuming it hasn't been looted.
Okay. I think I'm gonna head towards there, but that's probably way far away. But I feel like this is time for like a super AI, so because we're dealing with catastrophic mission failure on a number of fronts. So if we can get there, I'd like to reactivate the Omicron core or activate it for the first time.
XCI.
Okay.
But-
So you ask the central computer where it is,
Mhm.
and the central computer says that it's in the Omicron core was the central computer says along with several other protected cargo items, the Omicron core has been transferred from storage into the single cargo bay of the HMS El Haina,
HMS El Haina? Okay.
located in lower docking bay 6.
Okay.
So there are something that you guys know. The HMS El Haina is one of 3 frigates that were stored aboard the ship that were they are capable of interstellar travel. However, they can only travel a route that your ship has already gone. Basically, the space travel technology that you guys are using, if you're familiar with the it's a Spanish word, whatever it is, Abacaribi drive, something like that.
LQBR?
Yeah, there you go. Basically, with the way that theory works, you need negative mass matter and energy density. And one of the ways that's proposed to travel faster than light is to set a highway sort of through space of this negative matter, because one of the proposed designs leaves it behind. And your ship does that. Only yours doesn't need a highway in advance. It lays its own highway as it goes. But this is one of the ships that can travel along these highways at FTL speeds. There are 3 total. They also have weapons. Basically, it's sort of like like the ship that your crew was meant to use, sort of like around the world, whatever world you're going to land on, or if there were ever any battles or anything. There are 3 ships like this, and that's one of them.
Okay. Cool. As we're running along, I kind of ask the central computer if there's any weapons or anything we can use offensively against these intruders.
It tells you the location of it says that the all secure ship areas have been sealed by order of by order of the previous captain.
By order, Roy Andrews?
Yeah, by order of Captain Andrews. Several of these areas have been entered and their contents removed. I cannot speak specifically to the contents of any of the nearby armories, as my internal sensors have been offline.
Okay.
Also, my remaining 2 frigates are equipped with ship-to-ship weaponry of various kinds.
Probably not a good idea to activate those while on board the ship. Okay. Yeah, do you guys want to grab anything in the and check if the armory has anything, or just keep running? I asked my crew.
I don't use weapons that can kill people.
I'm sure if we keep on running.
Okay, but we're gonna keep running and see if
Not funny.
Okay, well, you guys, all of you can make a whatever the physical stuff is check.
Shoot. Okay.
All of us?
Physique or metal?
Physique, yeah. Basically, you're evading capture along the way to your destination.
Wow.
That
Fail, partial success, fail.
Oh my god.
So,
is the
That evil laugh
engineer going to be
Starscream.
going to have to Rambo in and save your asses?
okay,
I can
so
just disappear.
our bat pone, You managed to see this coming and slip away in a way that you're going to be able to tell me. However, the others have just forfeited narrative control with their failure, and I'm going to tell them what happens to them. But you get to decide how to escape from this. There's gonna be some consequences. But the ship's sections have been they've been messed with. There are some walls missing. There are consoles missing, and the people chasing you. They come at you from two directions, and you dodge one into a side passage that used to lead to an engineering section that you were going to be used to skip down several decks. However, you skip down into the engineering section, you slide down the ladder or whatever, or fly down, which we've learned the injury rules. You actually can fly, Captain. It's just a minor injury. We learned the injury rules are different, so I was incorrect about them. It would need to be a worse injury for you not to be able to fly. And so you land in the middle and you look around, and there are 50 armed, angry-looking people all over the room, and instantly there's like dozens of weapons pointed at you, and you're not getting out of here. Except maybe the bat noticed as you were running into this room before they get captured, and so you can slip away if you want to, or you can stay with them as they get captured. It's up to you.
I'm going to find a spot where nobody would actually look at me. I'm just going to observe for now.
Okay, so you do manage to escape, but the rest of the crew's been captured. So
Yeah.
before
And I say in equestrian over and over, doctor, doctor.
Well, I would
Okay,
like to remind
so-
you that one of you does have a direct communication line to both of the other guys. If that's
So real quick, let's have these repair rolls be made. I'd say we've had about enough time. So why don't you guys? I guess that would be Ricky going first.
then I'll aid.
Please get a crit success, guys. Please.
So what do I do?
Same thing as before. You're making a repair roll. Expertise.
Okay, and I help.
All right. Let's see if you can get see if you can get. Okay, so, there's the one unicorn is just not strong enough to get everything done to get this reactor working. So many critical pieces have been pulled out that basically you have to be the muscle to make this happen. You're bringing in tons of different containers. You're moving things your body was never made to move, and you're physically exhausted by the end of this process. But you help get the repair working, and let's see, partial success on the repair as well. I guess we can say that you're both kind of exhausted by this process, and so you're physically drained when it's over. But you get the central reactor running, so there's a bunch of the alarms stop sounding all over the ship, and lights start coming on in empty rooms, and the computer starts giving off a bunch of status-related things.
So priority 2 got finished. Total power failure. We're safe.
Yeah, the central reactor is currently running. So
Sweet.
the notices start going off through the ship. Antimatter reserves at 41%. Central reactor power efficiency down 14%. And then the status messages keep going. Let's see. Central reactor status updated to online. Artificial gravity fully restored to all areas of the ship. External sensors offline. Central computer fully restored. Communications fully restored. Life support fully restored. Cryogenics fully restored. Weapons offline. Gravity engine offline. Critical fault in gravity central core.
Well, that will have to do for now.
So about this time, I get on a little radio and whisper to them, "You guys did it. That's great. But the captain made an oopsie and things have gone a little sideways for us here."
Yeah.
I have
Yeah. It turns out the people on the ship, they're slavers.
I kind of just I turn off, put the microwave away from my mouth, and just kind of let off a, So, what do you think we need us to do?
Honestly, I don't know anymore.
Where are you on the ship?
We're on one of the engineering decks. We just hopped down a bunch of floors, and they're there for us.
Okay. Do you see any conduit access, anything that we could use to enter to the room without like using the door?
I have an idea, and this might require you to all be really good, and really lucky, or preferably both. This might get you, if you do this right, you might be able to get out of the room unescaped. We can turn off the artificial gravity temporarily, right? In the confusion, use that to get away.
Technically, yes, we can turn that off from here.
So let's pause this conversation for a second because things are going to happen, and then you can continue.
Okay.
So
sorry, if we're going back to us, I have
yes,
a
we are.
question.
Okay.
All of these people are organic, correct?
All of them. No,
Okay.
there's not a single fully cybernetic among them.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Also, could you make an expertise check, Mr. or Miss Doctor Aaron person?
Excuse me, Miss
quick.
Doctor. I feel like you kind of.
Yeah, maybe too many titles. I don't know if they're really knowledge rolls are a thing. Maybe you should have been the one to check, but I'll have you do it this time. We're still learning the system, so go ahead and make a roll.
Well, there is such because there's data points, right? That's essentially
basically
knowledge.
You know something about the system, like you know that it has a little quirk on it that.
But do you roll to gain those though? Like, don't you make some sort of check and then gain data points about things that you can?
Yes. Hold on. Oh, right. There's assessment. That's knowledge rolls.
Okay, so make an assessment roll. Use expertise, or does it use something else?
Whatever stat. It's like face adversity, but it's like you learning information about something.
Okay, we'll make that check. You're a doctor, so I'm going to say that this is a kind of roll you can make.
All right. On expertise?
Yes.
Partial success.
Partial success. Okay, I'll give you one data point. I don't know if that's how it works, but this isn't really something you fail. There's not really a failure condition here, so. You recognize a lot of so there's two different types of people in this room, and this is something that everyone notices. There's the armed guards, and there's twice as many people who are not armed, and they don't have armor, and they look like malnourished and bruised and all kinds of minor injuries to them. And they're like working the heavy equipment, like they're cutting metal and piling it into carts and wheeling it around. But the soldiers, you notice sort of an inflamed reddish look to a lot of them and a lot of minor infections. And your data point, you realize a lot of these soldiers are suffering from the common symptoms of not getting their nanophage boosters. These people have these people haven't had a nanophage booster in at least a decade, maybe longer. And as a result, their bodies are starting to. They're a lot of them, not all of them, but a good number of these people are suffering from like withdrawal, essentially.
I don't know how to succinctly describe that data point.
Pirate crew lacks boosters. I don't know.
Nanophage boosters.
No nanophage? Question mark. In any case.
Are these just
soldier...
humans, or are there ponies mixed among
There's
them?
ponies. There's ponies too.
Okay.
So, after a so the soldiers basically, none of them understand you, but they're very clearly telling you to they take your weapons away and pile them up across the room. Other than that, they pretty much let you keep whatever.
Did they find my rapier? Because it's like supposedly concealed.
If it's concealed, then we'll say they don't.
Oh, what?
Oh,
you still have that.
I guess my survey kit's safe.
Great.
Yeah, they don't take your kits away. And so they basically they make you sit on like a dozen of them just surrounding you, watching you. They're just telling you to wait. And after several minutes, the doors to this place. This is an empty docking bay. So let's
So
switch
would they
over.
have noticed that the power's on again?
Well, yeah, there was no gravity when you guys woke up.
I mean, like whatever that people repaired did something.
Oh, that they probably didn't. They didn't react to it in any way. There wasn't really a change to see here. Like the hangar bay this hangar is empty.
Oh, Star, real quick.
Yes.
According to this, you only get a data point if you roll full success on an assessment roll.
Okay, then you learned that, but you can't use it to help you in a roll.
Oh wait, did that mean I get a data point when I rolled that crit success earlier?
It's not every roll. It's when you make an assessment check.
You're basically examining something for specific purposes of finding information.
Right.
Okay.
I will point out it's interesting to the system in that it's not if you fail, you don't not learn anything. You learn something that is not good news for you.
Yeah, you do get a data point, but it's bad.
No,
Or
it's
you
not.
not get a
No, data
but
point
you learn something.
is a mechanical thing.
Yeah,
We're talking about like actual information.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you roll a complete success on an assessment roll, you learn information and get a data point, which you can use later. Like, but if you
Because
fail,
the idea is,
you go ahead.
Like-
well, I was gonna say the idea is the GM can never lie to you.
Yeah.
They can never tell
okay.
you something that is false, but they can tell you something that isn't good for you.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like, oh, you know where those troopers were heading? Oh, you find out where those troopers were heading, towards your hometown.
Okay. I think I understand that. So you learn this information, but it's not enough to get. It's not something that can grant you a data point. There's no strategic way to use that in a roll type situation. In any case, the doors open and 3 people come in. Leading them is a dark-skinned man who's wearing clear weapons that were clearly taken from your armory. Sort of like a standard plasma rifle, like the highest caliber weapons that you have. He's wearing over his shoulder, and he's also wearing like bits and pieces of salvaged like uniforms and armor suits and stuff that were aboard your ship. They've been cut into different pieces and stuff, and he's wearing them. He like the rest of the soldiers, he has sort of a tall, lengthy look to him, although he doesn't have the infections and pus oozing out that suggests that he's short a few nanophage injections. Behind him is the first fully cybernetic being that you've seen. It's a feminine figure, but like a lot of it, but she's wearing an Evo suit kind of thing, like a fully atmospheric sealed spacesuit kind of thing. As to why a full cybernetic would wear something like that, you don't know. There's no indication of why. And she has sort of an even larger weapon that she's carrying. It looks like the biggest sniper rifle you've ever seen, but it's an energy weapon. And then on her shoulder is a very small cybernetic Pegasus. Fully cybernetic, which wasn't something that existed when you left, but is a fully cybernetic Pegasus, maybe like 2 feet in length, no less than that, because it's on someone's shoulder.
It's a pet bird. It's like a pirate.
And she's just sort of riding on this person's shoulder. And so these 3 people come in, and the dark-skinned man stops a little ways away, and and behind them are like a few more guards. What you recognize that one of them is the guy you stunned earlier. He has since recovered.
They have cute.
He's like maybe being helped along by some other guy because he's still a little bit fried. And he says, in a very heavily accented voice, he says, "I am Captain Collis. Explain yourselves. What are you doing on my salvage ship?"
Hello, Captain Collis. My name's Captain Charcoal. That's actually a very interesting question. Can I answer your question with another question? How exactly did you find this salvage ship?
He says, "I will ask the questions here. When you have satisfied me, perhaps I will share with you. In the meantime, my crew is the one aiming guns at yours."
Fair point, Captain Collis. Well, A long story short, this is actually my ship. But it seems certain things have changed in the hundreds of years since things were supposed to happen. It seems kind of unfortunate. But, yes.
Well, while you think, the people whispering, like hiding in this cargo bay, you can say a few more things and work things out while this conversation is happening. So you guys can go for a sec.
There's people hiding here?
You have Pone hiding.
Yeah. And I'm talking with the boys up in the power bay.
You guys, I'm prisoner.
Like, I think they were talking about turning off the gravity so you guys can run away. Or try to, at least.
Well, you guys are in engineering. You have the power to shut off the artificial gravity in any part of the ship you wish.
I guess give him a... Well, are we... Sorry, I missed it, but are we actually hearing all this going on?
You guys can't hear the conversation unless the only things you can hear are anything the bat tells you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the captain seems to be talking with the captain of the slavers right now, so maybe get into position to flip the gravity switch, but don't do it until I tell you.
Okay, so I'll say, why don't we say that if you press the tab the ping us like 3 times with the communicator, like I assume there's a little sound that says that the line's been opened. Just tap the button thrice and we'll flip the switch.
All right.
Okay. So continuing on, have you figured out what you want to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Captain Callis. We're essentially time travelers, in a manner of speaking. It's been 1,000 years since we were around. We originally come from Equestria. I'm not sure if that's a planet you've heard of. Have you heard of that planet before?
Yes. He interrupts you. I'm well aware of the ancient homeworld. However, what you speak is not of particular interest to me. I am aware of the relic technology that enables such travel through time, through sleep. The coward's path into the future is not the reason I have decided to keep you alive long enough to have this conversation. I am more interested with what caused you to awaken, as I am certain my engineers had successfully disabled data transmission to all of the cryobays.
That is a very good question. We were supposed to wake up when the last captain died. The last captain died, what, several hundred years ago? It seems...
Before that, hopefully.
Yeah, seems rather odd. I actually have no idea why that occurred or why we woke up when we did. That seems like a very strange oversight.
It seems I have a traitor in my midst. However, that is not a question. That is not information you could give me. I have now one last question, which is why should I leave any of you alive? Will you be obedient slaves in the dismantling of this ship, or should I eject you into space and save myself the trouble?
I'm pretty good at following orders, if you need me to. I could be, I did plan on being the captain of the ship. I know this place quite well. I can be of service.
Okay.
So the captain's surrendering. Sorry.
Yep.
He says, I may have a... What are you saying?
I was going to say, is that clicking supposed to be them pressing the button to tell us to turn the gravity off?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
So...
I do have some concessions. You must leave my crew alive. But they'll also help.
Well, there are a lot of people here to help.
Yes, I have been slowly unthawing a population of new slaves as the old ones are killed in the line of duty. Having so many so fast will strain the food resources, but I let your kind sort it out amongst themselves.
Wait. Whose kind?
Slaves, of course.
Ah, so you've been waking up the crew slowly, correct?
Yes, myself and my father before me. This ship is an endless source of labor, an endless source of wealth for my tribe. And now you are a source of wealth as well.
Well, let's go wake the early conferences and see can kick his ass.
I am pretty good at generating wealth. Though I ask you, what exactly started this whole thing to begin with? Did a catastrophic failure occur about 400 years ago? What exactly happened?
Okay, you can roll your interpersonal skill. Let's see how well you do. This will be a gather information type roll, so if you do well, you'll get a data point.
Influence?
Yeah, influence.
Okay.
All right.
So bad news is incoming.
Bad news incoming. So, and not a data point. So he says, why, I can tell you only that my father discovered this derelict floating abandoned in orbit. And we have been harvesting it as honest merchants ever since.
Oh, that seems to be quite a long time. I imagine it was quite profitable. Is there a rich merchant empire happening in this sector of the galaxy? We have been asleep for quite a long time. Is the planet down below full
empire?
Of
and he laughs, and a lot of his crew joins in and says, "It's been many years, sleeping friend. Many years since the days of glory. There are only honest merchants now. There are those who have managed to survive the hardship and those who haven't. And my tribe is a tribe of survivors. And now we will see if your tribe can survive what my tribe will do to it." And he seems like he turns and makes his way out. You can try to stop him, but otherwise he's gonna leave.
Okay. Do I have a line to the other guys, like the engineers?
Yeah,
At all?
You're wearing the same thing, but if you use it, everyone's gonna see you do it.
Okay. I'm just gonna hope that the other guys will work on saving us or something and get us out of here. But okay.
Why is your production of the nanophage down?
Okay,
Mine?
he stops, not you. She's talking to the captain, presumably.
Yep.
So he stops walking and slowly turns around and says, "What did you say?"
Why aren't you producing enough nanophage for these people?
He slowly walks closer to you, dangerously. A few of the crew members sort of back away, and he says, "Are you suggesting that the technology of the ancients could be produced at a whim by a crew of scrappers?"
Well, you made her body okay. You need that tiny Pegasus. You must have technology still.
He, let's see how he's gonna react to this. I have to open my notes.
In the face.
I did not anticipate that particular reaction, so let me. I have notes that I didn't think I'd use this session.
Oh, great.
Where is it?
Trapped.
Where? Oh, it's okay. I typed it in for the word. I have to find where I put it.
By the original crew of the ship.
What? This isn't it.
Am I gonna get punched?
Be aware of the weight calculation. No, you're not getting punched.
You get shot twice.
Okay.
I would like to point out that I'm carefree and smug.
So he turns and says, "Artemis, come over here." And she nods without a word and walks over and stops a few feet away. And he says, "What makes you think?" Or actually, he says, "As a captain, I have much power over my crew, but I am no god. I cannot create life at a whim. What are... Let's see, would he...
You can GM.
They've apparently made this very difficult.
What
Yeah.
world do you come from where the lives of ponies and men may be synthesized from nothing?"
Not the lives
Equestria.
themselves. Not the lives themselves, but the bodies.
I am unaware of the distinction. What are you? What role did you serve?
I'm a doctor.
And in the ancient world of glory, did doctors create new crew members when the old were killed in the line of duty?
No. Well,
Then why do you speak of such things as though they are possible?
all I was saying is you need more manophage. Nanophage. I didn't say anything about
We
creating lives.
exhausted the supply of nanophage on board this ship many years ago. Before I was even born, the last canister of that substance was consumed. We have not found any more anywhere aboard this ship. Thanks to that Bastard Andrews, we can't get at much of the cargo area of this ship. However, I assume more must be stored below.
Rocket.
In time, we will cut through the security plates and have all the wealth this ship conceals.
A quick question. Was that the signal, Chin?
Yeah, that was the signal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's switch rocket.
You can give the signal.
So much for letting the conversation finish, but alright.
You don't want to let the conversation finish?
Well, I mean, I just poked them to remind them, but
I remembered. I was just waiting.
Okay.
because we did agree to make it so that a signal that could be done without much an obvious, how you say tell. It was just basically press the button 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I guess we should wait until we shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on that signal. Sorry, edit. I can't edit that. Let me wait until
Okay.
they try to move us, and then we'll signal.
Okay.
Okay, just when you're
Yeah,
ready
let the
to say
conversation finish.
we send a signal. Okay.
Okay, I'll wait.
So was Artemis's body similarly recovered and not created?
He doesn't answer. Neither does Artemis. However, the small Pegasus riding on her shoulder says that she says in a high-pitched, adorable voice that we are a relic of an earlier era, prisoner. We serve the captain. And he says they have been in my family for 4 generations, before we located this ship. I assure you their loyalty is absolute.
Very well.
So this a question. So do we have do we know what's going on up there?
In a general sense, you know the rest of your crew's been captured and they're currently talking with the captain of the guys that are salvaging your ship.
And can we hear what they're saying?
No. Only what the bat repeats to you.
Okay. And what did they say anything yet?
You're waiting on a signal to deactivate the gravity to let them escape.
Well, Captain Collis, what's our first assignment?
He just waves one hand dismissively and turns away and says, "I'll let the slave masters handle that. If you prove yourselves worth keeping, I may have further assignments for you. Perhaps your and he turns and says something to the other slavers that you guys don't understand, and then heads off again.
Okay. Do we start moving?
You could send the signal if you're ready.
I just
Seeing
want,
as Sal, you're the DM, wait. So did the big bad? Did Captain Collis just turn around and leave the
I
room?
want to take a look.
Yes.
Okay, if Captain Collis just turned around and left the room,
I want to check something.
Okay, what do you want to check?
Is Flurry Art still on board?
If there's what?
Is Flurry Heart still on board? You'd have to go to the engine room. Because remember, her cryo crystal thing is... No, they were in the reactor, the central reactor. Her cryogenic crystal thing is basically the engine.
Okay, but
some sort of alicorn magic is generating negative energy density, and that's what lets your ship plot a course faster than light where no other ship has been.
Well, at this point, it's obvious that we're not gonna go anywhere anyways. So.
But if we let her out, we can never put her back in again.
It doesn't matter.
It might matter.
No.
I mean, I have a thought on that, but I don't want to say it just because I'm not there.
Yeah, like, I mean, if the one engineer wants to do something super critical without the captain's explicit orders, sure.
Oh, well.
Well,
you probably need the captain to let her out.
Yeah.
But I'm just offering the idea. Like, I'm not the one communicating the captain right now, so.
Then you can't offer the idea yet.
Starscream meta, this was back in the beginning. So if we take Flurry Heart out, she absolutely cannot go back in again. We're stuck, right?
It took alicorn magic to get her in again, or to get her in the first time. So it's possible she could put herself back in, but to your knowledge, the mission parameters you were given said that if she comes out, she won't be able to go back in.
On the bright side, we are around a habitable planet that can be our next Equestria.
That may or may not be full of hostile peoples to us.
So we got an alicorn.
Yes. New Equestria is invading an already inhabited planet. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like equestrian ideals right there.
Anyway, well, in the meantime, are you going to activate this distraction and have the craziness happen?
Yeah, we can.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
okay, so
not enough.
So artificial gravity goes off. People start screaming. They start floating through the air. Some people start shooting randomly. All of you can make that the physique check to get away in the chaos.
Yeah, I don't need to. I can just
every time I have to roll in this game, it's just painful.
You could also use your bat pony magic, I guess, to try to get away.
Yeah, I mean, I just.
Come on. Well, do you want to maybe try something else?
Can I fly?
That's not physique based.
I can.
Physique based.
Oh,
maybe you can try to grab somebody that's nearby and just throw them for an equal and opposite reaction.
I'm a little.
Wait,
this is kind of meta. This is just a quick meta thing.
Okay.
I'm a little. What's the word? I guess annoyed is the best I can do right now. If we're about to, like, nothing to do with the rolls or anything. I just want to, if we're about to escape, which apparently we aren't, but if we were to escape and not have our weapons, that's sort of annoying that we spent like our creation points on those and they got immediately taken away.
Well, you could try to grab them on your way out, except that you guys are failing. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
just wanted to put that out there as a meta thing.
Since the gravity's off, I'm just going to grab Rocket by the scruff and kind of bring him towards the shuttle, since I don't think actually
So we're booking it. What it sounds like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Basically, I was going to head to the shuttle and have it get it ready for it to escape, but I was saying I'm going to bring Rocket so he doesn't have to worry about running whilst in 0G since I'm the only one who can do that. Really, but I go.
Well, he's just going places. I'm not going to have you roll at this point. Because you guys aren't being. There's no one trying to grab you. However, the other party has failed completely to escape.
I mean, Reeds didn't roll.
That's true. He might get away. Batch might escape. And then you'd have 2 bats that got away.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, technically nobody's paying attention to him.
Can I roll again?
No. No, you can't roll again.
Well,
We're just waiting for Batch to roll.
You can get involved, I guess.
Reeds, are you here?
I'm the bat pony person. I would just sneak away or something off people.
Like, the 2 of us could slip away, or we could try and help them.
Yeah, I mean, you could make those fails into partial successes, but you'd be exposing yourselves.
I mean, I'm leaning towards helping, because that was a lot of setup for basically nothing to happen.
Because that in a TV show, this would be a daring escape.
As much as I regret having to throw myself under the bus to help these people.
Okay, well, what are you guys gonna... If you're just gonna try to physically grab them, that's gonna be physique. If you can come up with another way to use a different stat, you can try, but otherwise it's physique.
Is there a fire extinguisher in here?
Can I tell since you have communication, can I tell them to shut the lights or something? From there?
Oh, that is a good idea.
I mean, I could do that too.
Yeah, they are back, so...
Someone...
So can you guys shut the lights from there?
Well, we could.
The ship is too damaged for fine control from that distance. However, the other bat could shut them off because he's here.
I could hack the light systems.
Yeah. But all the sort of fine computer control of systems is not available.
We basically have a circuit breaker and nothing else.
They didn't switch. They didn't like tell the computer to disable gravity so much as like unplugging it.
Yeah, we have a circuit breaker, not a control switch.
I think that might be a good thing. Just shut all the lights off or something.
Yeah, so I could just get involved by turning off the lights. Can I do that?
Sure. Okay. Roll your interface.
All right. Oh.
Partial success. You can't tell. You're not in a place where you can help.
Yeah,
well, he could get involved by.
You can get involved in a different way, but you can't turn off the lights
because he can see in the dark.
All right. So did the lights go out then?
The lights went out. The other bat, you take a minor electrical burn as well. Nothing very serious, but you char off a chunk of your coat and mane in the electricity.
Now, rules-wise, I think anytime you would take damage, you roll brace for impact.
So you don't need to have an armor score at all?
No, because then it's just a roll without any bonuses.
Okay,
well... If you suffer harm, the GM will tell you the severity.
So what do I roll for that?
No, don't roll. In that case, let me rephrase this. This is a minor debility, which you do not get to roll against. So okay. you've been you're dizzy and sort of in a little bit of minor pain, and that's a debility. There's no roll for that. You just take it, and it's gonna last for maybe a few hours. Just from you partially electrocuted yourself.
You're gonna be kind of twitchy for a bit.
Yeah. So you're dizzy and a little bit confused. Now, Reeds hasn't taken an action, so you can get involved as well.
All right. What should I use here? Because more than skills I'm.
Yeah, because one of those failures is now a partial success. So if you can get the other one to a partial success, then you can all partially succeed and get out of there, partially.
Which rule would I use that for then?
Well, you have to figure out how you're going to help them. And then I'll tell you what to roll based on what it is. If it's just grab and pull them out, it's physique. If you can think of something cleverer, then it might be a different stat.
I still say find a fire extinguisher. But no,
They have wings.
yeah. Whilst can I say something? Whilst you guys forget, I'm going to definitely run over to the cargo bay and get the shuttle started.
Your shuttle?
Okay.
Yeah, just because I get the feeling we're going to need to make a quick exit at this point. My plan is basically, I haven't, just out of character, my plan is to basically come around and go into that giant hangar bay and possibly see if I can get you guys to get in the back of the car.
So you can grab the one with the Omicron core in it.
Yeah, get on the interstellar ship.
That is at the bottom of the ship. That's 27 miles away. Like that's at the that's at the lower docking bay. That's not a shuttle.
Thing working for
He
us
can
is
fly
that
a shuttle there, can't he?
Oh, you could fly the shuttle down and dock in the ship and then fly that ship over.
yeah, but the thing is
that
that
works.
then that requires me to very delicately maneuver a giant ship to save your asses.
I was thinking the other way around. Pick us up in the shuttle and then take us to the
Yeah,
interstellar
that's what
ship.
that would be how I do is I pick you up the shuttle that can maneuver and then fly to the frigate. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'm gonna at least get the shuttle started because it doesn't sound like Rocket's gonna come with me at least right now. I'm gonna go start the
He's
shuttle.
not?
Is he? I just gonna tell my plan is to. Okay, I'm gonna go start the shuttle to see if I can save their asses.
Now, is there
are
a
you going
closer
with him?
place for you to dock the shuttle than where it's already?
Well, like at least according to this picture, there's a big old hangar bay door.
I guess if we gonna if
there's
we
also
really gonna
People in
we-
here.
Yeah, but the thing is that if nothing else, you can always have you guys run to another bay and just jump.
But I'm asking, is there a closer bay than the one the shuttle is already in?
Between me and the shuttle.
What does that question mean?
So the shuttle is in a cargo bay, right?
Yes, it's just down the hallway though.
Okay. But you're gonna drive the shuttle to us?
Yes, because unless you want to.
So what I'm asking is, where are you driving the shuttle is there a place that you're driving the shuttle that's closer than where it already is? That we
Are you
can
saying
get
is
on
the
it?
shuttle closer to me than it already is? Okay, let me try to rephrase.
There's no closer shuttle than the one
Not
that
shuttle,
the one
bay for him to drive the shuttle.
Like, are there other places to dock? There's dozens of docking bays
But
all
the
over
one-
the ship. There's
Okay.
12 of them.
Are those places? But what I'm asking, is there actually one closer to us than where we were? Because I don't think we were that.
You
far.
are in one. You cannot have a closer distance
You
than
can
zero.
Jump out into the void of space right now.
Yeah, if the door was physically opened, it's shut. There is a physical door that's shut there. If it
And there-
opens, you'd be sucked out into space.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be a problem.
Well,
If the ship was working at its full ability, there'd be an atmospheric shield. The odds of that shield being functional right now are not good.
So, this is too much discussion since we're not actually able to communicate, though.
Yeah, so none of this nonsense. What does Reeds do? Because we're waiting on him.
The best thing I can think of is pull him to safety somewhere.
Okay, well, roll your physique then. Okay, partial success. So between everyone sort of helping out everyone, the lights go out, and then Batch runs in and sort of pulls people out. For the sake of the meta, you guys you manage to pick up your guns and stuff that were taken from that are just like floating through the air now.
Sweet.
The slaves, a few of them are wearing like really old cryogenics uniforms. In the chaos, a few of them started fighting back. And so as the guards are sort of containing the slaves, you guys barely manage to squeeze out of the room and leave through a different door somewhere and out into the hall and dart away.
Now, is there another shuttle bay that we can run into to have these?
However,
other
so this is where the partial comes in. They saw you leave, and so they're chasing you. A few of the guards are trying to chase you, like
Alright,
pulling themselves along.
Okay, we're still in zero gravity, right?
Yes.
So
Zero gravity.
not
Is there any-
not that everyone is running away. Can I have a direct line to the captain?
What do you want to say?
Well, I'm asking you if I can talk to
What
Captain.
do you want to say? Yes, you do. What do you want to say?
I want to ask the captain if he can wake the alicorn.
What?
Can wake the alicorn. Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna keep quiet because I.
Oh gosh. I don't suppose I can ask
Your
the rest of the crew
decision.
around me.
Yeah,
It's my decision.
Yeah,
it's an executive decision. You're the only authorization.
you're
This
essentially
looks already
waking
like
the
a critical
alicorn.
failure. Yeah, go ahead and wake the alicorn.
Okay.
Yeah, let's. We're already in critical. We're all going
So they're
to die
not going to
territory.
be able to come and pick you up in the shuttle. Well, I guess they might be able to come a little faster, but they'll have to get to the engine room first.
I mean, I have my own opinion on that, but I'll keep it quiet. On the plan.
So, are you going with the engineer to the engine room, or
Do I get there?
not you guys? You guys are 7 miles away,
Yeah,
or 7 kilometers.
I have declared that I'm going to start the shuttle. That's the reason why I haven't been saying anything to you guys, because I don't think I can participate in these discussions because I do actually have my own opinion on that.
We have communications.
Okay, then can I add my 2 cents? Star, do you think that would be appropriate?
Yeah, you can. You're just warming up the shuttle. That's fine.
Sir, I would say that they don't actually know about the alicorn. They haven't exactly been the most thorough in their search. There is a possibility that we may be able to repel the borders before they do too much damage. After all, they still have to breach several security doors, as well as search a several mile long and tall and wide ship in every nook and cranny. And they don't seem to have exactly the best technical know-how in order to do anything with the Omicron or the Alicorn. So they might be safe for now.
Not exactly in a position to safely release a immortal being from a magical stasis that is being tied into the ship for power.
Yeah, if we release her now, we cannot go back to the best of our knowledge. We are committing ourselves to being sane on this world.
So while you guys are running away, the engineer reaches the engine room. It's pretty close to the central reactor. You step inside and you hear the same alarm that's been going off the entire time. Critical fault in gravity drive central core. Critical fault in gravity drive central core. Just over and over and over. And you run into the room and the central core has no alicorn in it. Along with a lot of the other equipment, it's been ripped right out. The whole stasis pod is gone.
Wasn't that the original question? If the alicorn was still there?
Yeah, I should have realized that when I kept on saying central core compromise. But that makes our decision for us, doesn't it?
That's.
I'm like,
really terrifying. Okay.
I guess I understand what that meant. That warning meant now.
Okay.
A bit of
where do you guys go?
This is terrifying. Oh gosh.
All right, out here regardless. Then let's.
All right.
Let's go.
I'm not going to make you guys roll anymore. Where do you guys meet up?
Let's get to the shuttle. We'll take the shuttle to the interstellar ship that's docked.
Yeah, with the Omicron
we'll
core.
just
Yeah, let's get down there.
Far away, and and I'm making too many decisions.
Okay, I agree.
This is sort of like people were saying about if this was a movie, this is when you make your daring escape. You make your daring escape. The engineer learns, oh no, the alicorn is gone. What happened to her? And there's no sign of what happened to her.
That's true.
But you get in the shuttle and you make your way. You fly down the length of this thing, and you get a fairly good look at this huge pirate ship. It's like the size of a frigate, about the size of the ship you're going to. This is the pirate ship that's docked with you guys. It's got a little Jolly Roger going.
They're not really acting like pirates. They've basically said that this is their ship.
Well, yeah, but then again, so did the guy in Captain Phillips. Look at me. I'm the captain.
They have a little bird thing on their shoulder.
No, they really did. They have a little parakeet Pegasus thing.
Pegasus, yeah.
Yeah. Someone noticed. I'm glad.
I noticed that when you said it.
Yeah, well, I said that. Yeah, I said that too.
So you make your way down the station, down the Proteus, to where the Elotha is docked, and pilot grab the shuttle, docks itself with gets in its own the shuttle bay, and you the Alatha is in a sealed section of the ship. You're only able to dock with the captain's authorization. Each one of the cruise ship, only the cruise ship, you guys are allowed access to these things. They've been pretty securely contained, and you break away from the ship and you launch. And so you're now floating. You're now piloting yourself away, slowly away from space, and you can look back and see the pirate ship docked with your beautiful HMS Proteus that has whole sections of docking plates missing and armor plates missing and exterior weapons cut right off, and just it's been salvaged for hundreds of years.
So now we are on the Altera, whatever it's called.
That's a different game.
I feel like this would be where the title actually shows up finally.
Yeah.
This is the end of the pilot. This is
the
alicorn's gone.
The end of the pilot
Quick,
episode where
get
my
to the
character
ship.
dies heroically.
End of the first episode, I guess.
All 50,000 members of that crew are slowly being turned into slaves and then dying, and then just continuously.
And then we learn that our biggest asset is gone, and the ship is pretty much stuck there.
At least we have the Omicron core, but
Yeah, let's see the Omicron core.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just so you know, that other ship could move. It can only fly, just like this one that you're in now. It can only follow faster than light trails that have already been left by either it or other methods.
But I assume that within a system itself, we're actually moving much faster than we can nowadays, right?
Oh yeah, you're moving incredibly fast. I don't want to give specific numbers because I'm not a scientist, but you're moving fast.
this is a space opera game.
Yeah. This is Firefly, not The Martian.
Fair enough. So I guess does the ship try to give chase?
No. You're flying away, and you're at least you get far enough away that you can no longer see the ship with your eyes. You have to use sensors and stuff. It's far, hundreds and hundreds of kilometers away, and it is still not undocked.
All right.
Oh wait, did we get our stuff in the ship, my mech and stuff like that?
Yeah,
we took the shuttle, so I'm sure everyone put their vehicles in.
Yeah, we'll say for the sake of the meta that the vehicles were in the shuttle.
Yeah, because it would be kind of sucky to lose your class 2 items right away without even getting to use them.
I would be sad.
So we'll say for the sake of the meta, they were in the shuttle. That they really packed everything in good because it was one cargo container. So the shuttle had a tank and a mech inside it, and a bunch of other kits and stuff were all just real packed in there.
I kind of imagine that it's actually kind of like those helicopters that can pick up an entire cargo crate, and that's kind of
exactly one cargo crate.
Yeah, the shuttle is more a lifter than anything else.
It's like StarCraft, where the medevac can pick up Vikings.
So
what's that helicopter called again in GTA?
The cargo bob?
Yeah. I'm guessing a bigger version of that.
Oh, if I ever lose my class 2 item, I'm in bad shape.
You are at least 2 items.
So what do you guys do? You're saying goodbye to the station.
I kind of turn around. Once we were out there, I just kind of turn around and go, "So, Captain, what's the plan?"
First of all, activate the Omicron core.
Should we get out of here first?
We're already we're beyond visual range, and they haven't given chase. So
okay.
Where is the princess?
If someone wants to try to make a navigation roll to find somewhere safe to hide in system, you couldn't be detected. They can do that.
Oh, that sounds like my job.
That's not mine.
Yes, please. Okay.
Yeah, let me look up the rules because I do actually.
You could also try to make a jump and leave the system.
So I assume that this is actually the ship with our workshops or whatever they're called.
Yeah, your workshops are on this ship.
Okay, thank God. I was like, did we just lose all our workshop after all that? Well, okay, so navigation. When you plan a long voyage, I can make it fast, safe, pleasant, or profitable. I'm going to assume safe.
Wait, so you rolled?
I had not
missed
rolled.
it. Okay.
So
yeah, so you're looking for You're looking for somewhere that's safe that you will not be detected.
Okay.
If you only get a partial success, you'll only get to choose one of us.
What are you actually rolling?
Expertise, I think.
I assumed
Would
metal
that make
because otherwise I will just be a shit navigator.
You may want to move your attributes. Is metal used for navigation?
Metal is definitely used for piloting, the actual act of piloting.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember asking that point. So metal, just roll metal.
Okay. Yeah. You rock. Okay. So, it just so happens that this system has exactly 2 planets and an asteroid belt, a very large one. There was the single rocky planet close. There's also a very large gas giant, which has many, many moons around it. And it just so happens that one of those moons is made of a metal which distorts, it basically makes sensors useless. So if you get in if you either get into a really close orbit or land on it, which your ship can do either one, they will not be able to see you. And as far as you can tell, obviously your own ship sensors don't work when you aim in that direction. But from visual inspection and spectrographic analysis of the moon, it looks safe. The atmosphere is not breathable, but it looks like a safe place at least.
For now. Okay.
Where your ship could land indefinitely if you wanted.
Okay.
It could be a good end system.
Yeah. It would be good.
I wanted to, at the very least, have you guys wake up the core before that happened. If that's still part of your plan.
Okay, oh yeah, it's like birding a baby. It's coming like, hey.
I guess I land a frigate, make sure that we have a clear view of the night sky. Enjoy low gravity.
You mean space?
Yeah, there is an atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
It's a. We'll say that let's see. I was going to say that it's a methane atmosphere, but that doesn't sound very safe if the whole planet could just catch. No, but with there's no oxygen, so it won't catch fire. Yeah, it's a methane atmosphere.
Well, I was about to say is that, I mean, if it's tidally locked, like one side always faces the planet, I want to land on the side that lets us see them coming. Like, facing out from the planet, not in. If it's a planet, the moon like that.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, effectively will not see you while you're on the ground. Like, it's basically impossible for them unless they followed you the whole way and you didn't notice.
Right, which
they won't know where you're at.
Yeah, okay.
12.
So, you land, you're safe for indefinitely. The ship reads 100% antimatter reserves, so you have power and everything else that you'd need.
With the first
All right, who wants to go out for a breath of fresh air?
It's like the biggest fart in the world.
Not I say, Captain.
Walk down there.
So, who's going to wake up the Omicron core?
I'm going.
I'll do that.
The captain should, since he's the captain.
Anybody have any names for this thing? If it asks for one, when it wakes up,
Alex.
I'm thinking Trust.
No,
okay.
I reject that name.
All right,
not your name, Phoebe's name.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna name it Trust, unless anyone says otherwise.
Again, you're the captain. You have naming rights.
All right, cool.
You're assuming a lot of things about what the captain has.
He also has the right to marry people on board the ship.
At this point, you guys, effectively, you guys decide what rights the captain has based on what you let him do.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the type of captain that always confirms permission. Like anybody has any objections. So
the only thing that requires the captain's physical presence is opening the Alicorn stasis pod.
Which is gone.
It's already gone.
Or any orders that affect waking up the next crew. Basically, you guys have the same authority as far as the ship's systems are concerned in every other respect. You can all access all the systems that you need. Those things are the only things that only the captain can do.
So it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not like the chain of command disappears. You agreed to follow it when you joined the crew.
In fact, that's kind of the point of having a chain of command.
But it is your decision. Like, if your character, you really think, hey, my character does, he's not going to deal with this anymore, at any point, you can not deal with it anymore. It's up to you. However, Omicron Core is locked away in the cargo bay. It's in a similar cargo container to the one from the other ship, only this one is made of like instead of like corrugated steel, it's made of a perfectly flat, like impervious sheet of nanosteel. This like the entire storage container is made of it, and it takes the captain's authorization to open.
I think we should name it after King Richard.
Why?
They want to name everything after King Richard. That's
Do we want to name it Rick? We could do that.
No.
No,
That would get
don't,
confusing.
because then I will have to
Yeah,
do
don't
all
do
this
that.
dialogue in this voice, Morty. Morty.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm just let's turn it on. I'm naming it Trust, unless
Okay. So you open up the container, and inside the container is empty, all the way back to the except for the Omicron core at the very back. There's nothing else in here.
Okay, for a second I thought like they had stolen that too for a moment. I'm like,
No.
All right.
And
So-
it starts to glow, and the whole surface sort of like ripples and raises and lowers as the container opens,
All
as
right.
as the boot process begins.
Having an Omicron core
All
is
right.
good news for those people who have nanophage.
All right. Hello, Omicron Core. It is now 987 years. I regret to inform you that we are not on the planet we planned on getting to. We are actually in space. We seem to have lost Flurry Heart. The original ship that we were on is completely derelict and has been overrun by pirates. And the crew is slowly being turned into slaves over many, many generations. That is our current situation. I
just woke
designate
up.
you. I'm sorry to have you wake up.
This poor thing.
Immediate.
It doesn't even know.
this is his first memory.
It
first-
says, "Excuse me, Captain. Could I have a name, please?"
That
That sounds really scary.
Trust.
Okay, I
Because-
trust you.
Because we're trusting you too. Let's work together on this, okay? It's gonna all work out.
The Omicron core. It says, "Okay, Captain, I trust you," and then fade to black. Session over.
Okay.
So you just kind of
Like,
messed up his
You
birth.
didn't even give it a chance to say anything.
I'm
You're
Wake
on
up,
sorry
pretty
about
fucked
that.
up.
your name is Trust.
He shook it awake. Our mission is basically screwed. Our ship is gone. Our people are enslaved. Flurry Heart is missing.
We are so
And it's like a 6-year-old too, like an all-powerful 6-year-old.
Okay.
It's gonna turn into like some paranoid. Wait, do we have a doctor? Do you do child
Sorry, I wanted
psychology?
to give it status reports too quickly. I was like, Jeez, Starscrap, that was terrifying.
Jeez, at least Star gave us a moment to get our pants on.
Okay.
It's literally his first memory is we're all doomed.
No, we got this. We got maybe. Oh gosh.
I have wings.
You're gonna just have to find one of the
can't
technically one
stand
robotic
seeing
guy
it.
just in there just cuddling it. There, it's gonna be all right, okay? Yeah?
Well, yeah, if we hadn't faded to black, I was gonna like just pat it on the side. It's like, it's okay, kid. We'll just have it.
Say that you did that.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I
fun.
should have done that a little bit better.
That's why
Okay.
like I was a little hesitant. Like, how can we ruin this, childlike mentality? And the first time, yep, we just traumatized it horribly. Great going, guys.
Yeah, I really expected that to be more of a conversation.
I wanted to give it all the details.
See,
Yeah.
Has him now.
Now
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
the
think of it
details.
speaking the voice of Morty now. All right. I don't know. I don't know, Rick. Morty. Okay.
All right. Well, hopefully that session worked out okay for everybody. Hopefully that was fun.
Okay. So
I hope my career
that was really
too
stressful.
pushy.
Okay.
I was legitimately
Okay.
thinking, are we going to spend the first few sessions trying to get you out of the thing? So,
Yeah.
good news. Like, I legitimately thought,
You guys kept failing. That you were just supposed. Wait.
Without any modifiers, you have a 50% chance of failing.
yeah.
But
Hello.
yes.
I said hello.
Well, hopefully nothing happens scheduling wise, and we'll just have the session same time, same bad time, same bad channel next week.
Okay.
But if something comes up on my end, I'll let people know, because my schedules are kind of crazy when I'm in California. But
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a trip.
It was a. I didn't expect us to leave the big ship, and now we have a good point. And we know the situation, and now it's
I just can't wait till Larsis comes back. So what
Should
I
we
missed?
just assume that all injuries are healed by next session?
yeah, well, we will. Although yours is more patched up, you need like a replacement arm. But yeah, it's gone. But there's still a hole in your arm.
I thought that only happened on severe injuries.
If you were biological, you wouldn't scar, but you're not. I mean, maybe you cover it up with like some more vinyl or whatever you use for skin.
I have to imagine that there's good technology for that.
Yeah, I suppose that there's probably cosmetic stuff available on this ship.
Especially if we just straight up have a proper med bay.
Yeah, which you do.
So now we have our stuff, all of our stuff.
Yes.
Will
And you'll have all of your crew next game, hopefully.
will my research and surveying crew thingies work kits on this planet?
You
This is moon.
Yeah,
You
the
could,
introduction
if you want to survey the moon, you could.
the introduction of Larsis isn't going to be supernatural, is it?
We'll just say that that our communications officer was just in such a stunned daze that he just sort of followed along. Maybe he was with the engineers helping them.
Maybe he's just suffering from some crowd post.
Yeah, he's just very freezer burned.
Yeah,
His vocal cords finally thawed out.
I'm reminded of
Yes.
a fanfic story called Stallions on Strike, where they have a joke about Sombra, where for most of the story he sounds exactly like he does in the show, but then Colgate goes up and goes, "Oh wait, he's supposed to get his braces off," and they cut off the braces, and then he sounds kind of like Sean Connery for the rest of the story, to the point where everyone just kind of pays attention to him and does what he wants, without even him needing to raise his voice. They listen, and so.
That'd be even more funny if it wasn't a story.
There's a surprising amount of Sean Connery going on, like in our little group for some reason.
It's just a very identifiable accent.
Yes, it's quite good.
It's his own his own accent.
Yes.
It's like he stars in a movie. It's just he's
fair,
Russian,
he stars in
Scottish,
movies.
whatever. It's just the same accent he has, like for whatever role.
To be fair, he hasn't starred in a movie since League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in 2003. It was such a horrible experience that he decided never to act again, which is actually kind of sad. I'd like.
It's like, yes, I'm a Russian submarine captain, and this is what I sound like.
I also sound like a British secret agent.
Per no mind.
He was last seen in public back in 2015.
Well, hopefully, the party, and in the roleplay room, the tabletop room, if anyone has any questions or anything for the Omicron Corps, besides comforting it from its fearful experience that it's now had for its very first memory,
Sorry.
hopefully the party can figure out what your plan is before the next game starts. That way, next game doesn't start with an hour of planning.
Or
And
better than
yeah.
that, planning the invasion.
And if there are minor roles, like we scan the pirate ship or what, I don't know what, but any minor stuff, I can resolve in the tabletop room between now and next session.
It's like the first episode of Rick and Morty. Rick wakes up Morty and says the planet's gonna blow up.
That's why it's always. But so just a quick question: 2 to 6 is a failure outright. 7 to 9 is a partial success. Everything above that is a complete success, right?
Yes.
Then actually, I do think this game favors successes. I'm doing the brief math because you only have a 15% chance of complete failure.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you roll 2d10.
Oh yeah, there is a slight favor towards success because the 7 is.
Well,
the
we roll
exact middle.
2d6, not 2d10.
Yeah, I just say that,
2d6.
and then yeah.
Because the 7 is the exact middle, and it's 7 and above is a success. So you're slightly over 50. Well, not slightly. You're 50% plus 7, which is the most common roll on a 2d6.
And really, like, if you think about the way that attributes are weighted, it's probably +1.
Yeah,
The
plus
average
one-
roll in this game is probably 8,
Yeah, plus one
because
is
you've got a
huge.
+2 and 2 +1s and a 0 and a -1.
Yeah,
So
technically, then if you, I forgot, it's a 2d6, so technically
Or
it
better,
is
depending on your
just
skills.
barely under 50% failure for an unmodified stat. However,
We fail a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's still probably like between 40 and 50. I mean,
well,
I could,
unfortunately, I've got relatives over, so I have to go. I normally I'd hang around with you guys, but I have to take off.
quick question.
Nice,
Peace out. Okay, if you have a question for me, what is it?
You had me write down a time code to review something. What was it you wanted me to review?
I just wanted
See
to
if it was a
know.
major or
Yeah, to see if I said that the injury was severe and downgraded to minor, or said downgraded to major, or if I said it was a major injury that was getting downgraded. Okay, yeah, I mean, if you have, I don't know if we can watch the recording.
if you
post it on
look at the
YouTube.
recording,
I can post it on YouTube right now. It'll take a few minutes to upload, but I can get up there.
and
I
like
can
specifically what he said before I rolled.
Okay.
Yeah,
if you look through the video, I like put a big red square right in the middle of the video, so you can probably see that. Like just at a glance, scrolling
And
through
I
here.
realized that I left my character sheet up the entire time, so you couldn't see diddly. But no.
oh no. Well,
At least I have the time mark stamp, so it shouldn't be more than like a 10-minute viewing period, and I can
all
just
right.
jump around.
Well, I gotta go, but make sure that people know the plan is to figure out what the party's plans are between now and next session. That way we can start, and also if I know what direction you guys plan to go in, I can write story
accordingly,
to find there along the way.
Okay.
And if you have any minor questions or things you want to tell the Omicron Corps, you can do that in the roleplay room. Until then, peace out, people.
Bye.
Okay, see you, Starscribe.
So,
Yeah.
I was doing the probabilities, and game actually slightly favors partial successes, which I actually kind of think is a good idea.
Which makes sense because like 10 is high, pretty high.
Yeah, and because it also partial successes actually can lead to more interesting things happening. I think.
Yeah.
Like if you say, "Oh, you sneak along," but at the last moment you come across a technician who hasn't noticed, who walks in on you. What do you do? That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, and the idea is partial successes make up for the fact that the GM doesn't roll anything.
Yeah. It gives
Yeah,
him
it
something
gets-
to throw at you.
Yeah, that allow the GM to make some choice and do stuff. By the way, I hope my character wasn't too annoying because it's supposed to be like very focused on stuff.
No.
You weren't really in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
that's
job,
fine, that was.
everyone. I'm sorry, my character. I was just like, I'm gonna be decisive. I'm gonna be the cat.
Well, actually, I was about to
Completely
another thing we
boosted
forgot
to
to ask
death.
for is XP. Did we do anything that was XP worthy?
Oh,
Well, people
oh,
should be
I don't
paying
know.
attention to that and calling it out when it happens.
Hell, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh, really?
mean, I don't know about you guys, but mine was the
I mean,
pilot. My current listing is a piloting maneuver causes a turn of fortune.
Which I don't think actually happened here.
I guess you could
Right.
argue that maybe I got away, or my rolling of navigation made it so that we could find a safe place might have doing it, but that would be something I had to ask Star.
Did you actually
mean,
end up rolling that? Oh, you did, I guess. But that, yeah, that's the thing. I think you can ask Star, but I think
Mike,
and
That's
Star
Star.
said my repairing stuff didn't count this time because it was already broken. So.
yeah, nothing broke.
my advancement is like subject is thoroughly analyzed. I don't think that was thorough enough for me to have done that with a scanner through the wall there.
Like the only thing that I think
Right.
might count was when I hacked out the lights and then burned myself.
What is yours? What is your advancement?
You do something covertly.
But you did like sneak away before we
Yeah.
got caught.
I mean, you guys should probably ask Star. Again, try to stay on top of it. Like
And also like communicating with the other team while everything was happening.
I think
I
that
think
one you could definitely. I think that one counts, but ask Star. Just post in the Discord channel
And be careful because sometimes he doesn't read stuff.
yeah, just ping him. I'm sure he'll be paying more attention to this because he specifically said that we can ask stuff.
Yeah, that was fun. I know that those the dice roll giveth and the dice roll taketh, but that was
Yeah.
that was.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's what is it called? That's what helping is for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least we got away. That's it all on the ship, so at least there's that.
That's what get involved is for.
Yeah.
I rolled a perfect on diplomacy, and then I got horrible rolls the rest of the game. So
Yeah. That was not. That's what I hate. That when you get one really good roll, but you can't get anything else later.
Yeah.
I don't think I failed at all this entire game. I got my medal. Everything has been coming up for me, but then again, I rolled twice. I think.
It's odd.
No, 4 times I believe, but still.
By the way, it's kind of meta, but Star doesn't really like cadence and flurry hours, so it's kind of funny that it is shipper into the cosmos.
Send her away from Equestria. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Kills it off
sure
immediately, I guess.
the idea
And then have her.
No, I know. It's just.
it's the future.
I know. It's just funny. Like,
I just find that idea funny that I should I would have loved if you had just shouted, "God damn it, Flurry Heart!" when she was gone. But no, I think I feel like we should have seen her missing coming from a mile away in retrospect.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
we
that
probably
really
should have.
does feel like the end of the pilot episode. They're
yeah.
like, things are screwed. Wake up the alicorn, and they open the door to the engine room, and she's gone. Like, just the thing is gone. It's like, and then they just have to book it to the shuttle and escape on the ship.
Well, I
Yeah.
knew that the shuttle was going to be our escape plan.
It's like
The thing
the escape on the ship that's
The thing
specifically
we
for us.
should have seen that coming because there was a whole thing about an important system being down and
It was
that
the gravity
sounds very-
chorus repeatedly over
Yeah.
and over.
I don't know. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek. I was just like, oh yeah, have
Okay.
things like
And-
greet
So-
people through space. No, it's much more terrifying than that.
It looks
All
like
right. So,
good,
how did we do with our priorities?
so-
Yeah.
So, priority 1, intruders.
Yeah.
Saw them.
That
That
we
was a
did-
priority one. They
we did
kinda
handle the intruders.
forced us out.
We
Yeah.
we didn't get rid of them,
rid of
but
them.
all it says is intruders is our priority. So we can check that priority off.
Mhm.
We did something with the intruders. Priority 2, total power failure. We fixed that.
Yeah.
Priority 3, orbital decay.
What's
Oh yeah,
that?
it's gonna crash in like what
It's not-
27 days?
No,
It's
in
not going to
31
matter
days is what
anymore.
they said.
31
There's
days.
nothing
Okay.
powering the ship anymore. So it's gonna
Oh,
go
so
down
that
right
means
away.
it's getting closer and closer to the planet. At some
Yeah,
point it's
did you
gonna
guys
crash.
leave the power running?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. They might be able to get it back into orbit then.
Yeah. That's probably fixed because of the power.
Gravity drive, central core, critical failure.
And that's
now we-
our that's the
now
Alicorn,
we-
right?
now we know
Yeah.
why.
Priority 5, structural failure to several
Yeah.
decks may make FTL travel unsafe.
Yeah,
But
but
that doesn't
ship-
matter
ship-
because we don't have a landing coin anymore. So
They,
Well, we can have the Omicron make a bunch of nanomachines to fix everything slowly.
Yeah, but it
but
doesn't
that'll take a
matter.
while.
I know. We're just gonna like drive back, sneak up, and like inject some nanobots onto the.
We just need to make sure it doesn't get kidnapped because it'll go, well, the other guys just yelled at me when I woke up.
Well, like, why did you do that? Well, we didn't check step 5, and we wanted to make sure everything was done.
I mean, priority 5 being that the ship can't FTL.
It's
That's not so bad. Like,
in
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things, I think probably the one that is going to be the most critical, most likely to just kind of screw our mission completely is number 3.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will be a problem. That's a lot of people that'll die.
Holy crap,
In
you're right.
fact, we might be able to.
Well,
in fact, we might be
I,
able
I,
to.
I still feel like people forget the fact important is that technically our ship is a colonization ship, but we are so many centuries late that there may be no more point in colonizing anything anymore. Like it's probably already done.
Oh, we're not worrying about colonizing right now.
Yeah, we're worried about making sure the ship stays intact.
Survival.
Yeah. So I have two theories of what happened. One, or for a while, my theory, going off what limited information we had, is that at some point they developed faster FTL technology that was just faster and better than what we had, which is actually a big concern about transgalactic travel. But the first crew actually might have had to abandon ship.
That sounds like what happened.
Yeah, things we know. The station ship is orbiting a planet, which is interesting. Also, the people who took the ship or who are taking the ship have a FTL drive that functions similar to ours, so it can only follow corridors that have already been established.
Yep, and
corridor has been established, so.
And they've had a steel tower descendant.
Yes,
a few of them actually.
As for 4 generations of his family, she's been serving him.
Granted, they do look like they have the nanophage, so those might actually be really long.
They have nanophage, but we don't know if they have always had that. It sounded like they might have just gotten it from our ship,
which would still be enough to extend the lifespan by quite a bit.
It could just be the original.
But the thing is with this tower, there's no such thing as regeneration. I mean, this would be immortal.
No, not
some of the
her
people that are
his family's generations.
Oh.
She's been serving his family for 4 of his family's generations.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Also, his crew could also just be made up of some of the 5 people that we.
Some of the slaves are.
Yeah, some of the slaves are definitely our people.
Crew or descendants of crew.
Yeah, and it sounds like the big galaxy-spanning disaster that they were worried about came.
But
there was a galaxy-spanning disaster?
Well, they said that one of the reasons why they sent us so far away is so that with the hopes that there would be some redundancy, that if one side of the galaxy got totally wiped out, we'd be so far enough away that that we would be safe. And apparently we didn't get far enough away before that happened.
We don't know that anything happened.
Yeah.
Well, they make the fact sound like they make the fact that we. First of all, they had more than one FTL ship, those frigates. So
no. Do they?
Yeah,
we don't know that, do we? They have the pirate ship.
Yeah, but that was made later. We don't know that.
Yeah, so. But at the same time, they made it sound like that they had lots of technology to make more nanophage, or at least most likely.
Right, but that could be more just a factor of being so far out and so much time having passed.
Right, so at least we have a localized disaster on the galactic scale. It sounds almost like they went a little further ahead and then backslid.
I feel we don't have enough information to be making an assumption like that.
Yeah.
Clearly the first two did something. Like it shouldn't be. It's certainly not a coincidence that we are orbiting a planet. Like.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that if your ship was damaged, that the safest place to be would be to find the local's nearest safe planet, and then get into a stable orbit, because then at least you're not worried about, being in the middle of space when trying to repair things.
I think one of our priorities, once we've gotten things settled, is scanning the planet and seeing what's down there.
Yeah. Another thing I will say is that we have 31 days to make sure that the ship doesn't burn up in orbit, and that actually might be something we might be able to convince the other guys to work with us for.
I mean, we can at least, now that the power is running, there's probably ways of stabilizing the orbit. And we might
know how to pilot it.
They might not know how, but we might be able to send them the information on doing it because it's in their interest to do so.
I mean, clearly they have less knowledge about things than we do. Like there's been a degradation of technology. every time on their side.
They're salvagers. They don't know how to make anything, which is insane.
Well, again, we're also working on just pure speculation from what little we've seen.
Also, depending on the availability of our resources, we might want to.
By the way, did anyone else get an XP up? Because I think we have 2 XP all this.
We have 2 possible XP situations that we should probably just confirm with Star.
They already confirmed. But she did say that if we have to be careful to make sure to call it out next time whilst it's happening.
Wasn't that me saying that?
No, like the Star just said, if I let PV benefit this time, I suppose you can too. Well, everyone benefits.
Oh,
good
I see.
idea. But this session only. Yes, sure, but from now on, if it isn't pointed out during the session, it doesn't count. Okay.
That makes sense. Like I cut out mine and said no, but I didn't when I thought that's what's happening.
Okay. Reason.
Because
What's your thing?
Because we're supposed to know.
All right, so we all have 2 XP.
All right.
Yay.
Wait, we got XP?
Yep, 2 XP each.
I think
And
we
how
need
do I
3.
use these XP?
I think we need 3 to get a new skill.
You need 4.
No,
Oh.
I thought you need to get however many skills you already have in whatever field you're trying to upgrade. You need to get that that XP.
No, it's number of total skills.
So it's 3? 4 because we have the right skill.
You need number of total skills in XP to get your next skill.
Is there any place I can put that?
I just put it under the place where you wrote it down. So all characters mark XP the first time, and then you put your advancement. And so I just put the XP below that because there's 3 lines there for some reason.
Okay.
Because I think there's probably gonna be more way to get advancement later.
But you can only have 1 advancement at a time.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So what probably happened is that they send our faction light ship away, and then under the year that passed, they probably made other ship and stuff. Now like the technology advanced, and
well,
then
technology doesn't even necessarily need to advance. We have that technology. We're in a ship with that technology.
But again, the fact that they don't have it seem to have the ability to do advanced stuff themselves, and they seem to be really surprised to learn that you can make more bodies.
Like clearly there's been a decay in technology, but I mean before that happened, maybe they still advanced a bit. Like their own ship was probably made with the same technology than we have, so they could have been outward of the ship. They could have been like they could have colonized under the planet.
They're scavengers.
But also remember one thing: they said that we were leaving like a negative mass highway behind us. It could be just that someone just caught up with it eventually.
Also, I'm just gonna call it right now. It's a parrot that's the saboteur of the group.
I wouldn't be surprised now.
I still wonder why the girl needed hazmat suit or a environmental suit.
Maybe she's not actually cybernetic. That, or she could just be like, it could be an affectation. Or
I feel like.
I feel the other thing is that she might be hazardous herself to other organic life forms and is sealing herself away. That would be my third guess off the top of my hat.
That could be, because I would be upset if Star said she was cybernetic.
She wasn't.
She wasn't.
So?
Because I should have been able to tell I have a medical scanner.
Yeah.
Able to say, oh,
what he'll say is that you should have scanned her.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'd be upset though, because you can't again. One of the tenets of this game is that the GM cannot lie to you.
Yeah. So if you said that, it has to be true.
Yeah, I would. Again, I've been recording these, so you can go back and audit him. But I probably one thing I would say is that he could always say they appear to be, as far as you could tell. That's how I would get around that. But even then, I feel that'd be a little scummy.
But that isn't what he said. Because if he had said it so uncertainly, I would have done the scan.
Yeah, the mixer.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna go sleep early.
Okay.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
character's not science technology really. It's the other types. Everything else that's not technology, that's what he is. Basically.
Science and technology are often considered separate.
Well, I mean, one helps develop the.
The repairman. I fix what's broken.
Okay. Well,
Launch us.
Well, I guess I'm gonna. Unless you guys have anything else you want to discuss, I'm going to log off.
Okay,
No.
just that
Well,
maybe I should
try
have been
and-
captain. Oh well, we'll see how this works out.
I mean, partially the reason why I'm still on is because I am recording again. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again, just to make sure that you guys acknowledge that fact.
That
Yeah.
you're recording.
Mhm.
Yes. 'Cause,
Like right now.
Oh, even this
or
afterthought
did you already-
part.
Sorry, what?
So
Even
night
this
people.
afterthought part, you're recording it.
No, I said at the beginning. I'm pretty sure, but just wanted
Well,
to remind
anyways.
you guys that I am.
Still?
Why are you saying did we say something offensive?
No, like this, just one of those courtesy things of. And
Yep,
leaving
yes,
cover my rear if I'm going to. It's just a paranoid, covering my own ass thing. Is that if I can
If we
get a
sue
recording.
you,
No, I'm just saying.
Yes, we'll sue you.
No, I'm just
Should be
saying as a
fine.
courtesy to all of you. California, as far as I know, is a both party state. Is that both parties to be recorded need to give their verbal consent on the recording, like. But,
Consented.
You already said all those things like at the beginning.
yeah, I don't think you guys are going to don't really care.
All I want to know is are you still recording right now?
Yes, I am still recording right now, and that's.
All right.
Oh, okay.
That's my
Alright,
voice
well,
chat.
So yeah, we'll finalize our plans for next week throughout the week and text and stuff.
Yeah.
But it sounds like we kind of want to investigate the planet.
Like go back there.
Go back there covertly.
Where's our clandestine guy?
But I'm sure there's a few things we want to do here first to get
Yeah.
set up.
Because we definitely are.
But yeah, we can refine that over the week
All right.
so that people can go now.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it. All right. Good night, everyone.
Night.
All right.
So Chin. Sounds like
Hey,
I'm
what's
your
up?
number two. No, you're number 2.
Yep.